another worthless Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. We are live, man! Gone are the days when this concept meant anything. Gone are the days when it actually looked aesthetically pleasing. Hell in a Cell tonight in all of its six-match glory. Now we know why Roman Reigns requested tonight off, man. The guy wanted to be home on Father's Day, man. Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre legitimately had a war inside Hell in a Cell. Bianca, Belair, and Bayley tried to do the same. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens disappointed me tonight. Cesaro and Seth Rollins had a damn good match. Alexa Bliss now does voodoo magic. And Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley had the worst match of the entire evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go over everything you need on the only podcast you need. This is your Hell in a Cell post show right here on Off the Script. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Hell in a Cell post show right here on the podcast, June 20th, 2021. Welcome to the OTS venue. If you guys are watching on YouTube, everybody else, Spotify, iTunes, Podbean. What's up, my audio geeks? How you guys doing out there? Hell in a Cell tonight, man. Waste of time. A complete waste of everybody's time tonight. Gone are the days where Hell in a Cell actually meant something. Gone are the days where these matches and these match types, these gimmicks, actually lended themselves to end a feud properly. Now there's no blood. There's barely any creativity. Everybody does the same. I think I saw more kendo sticks in these Hell in a Cell matches than I've ever seen a kendo stick in any other match type ever. It's like, yeah, let's get inside Hell in a Cell, man. The first thing that we go for is a kendo stick. This pay-per-view was a complete waste of fucking time, man. Absolutely a waste of time. WWE's current model for everything is complete trash. It really is. They moved this show from October to June for absolutely no reason. We all thought that this show was being moved because it was going to play part in Roman Reigns' drama with the Usos. That didn't happen. Then Roman Reigns is thrown into a feud with Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio as his group is battling the Mysterios. We thought, all right, at least we have something to watch that we actually care about on this show. Roman Reigns was pulled from the show against Rey Mysterio. They put that on SmackDown, which, by the way, the overnight number did less than a 2.0. What a failure. What a failure, man. And then I got the geeks on social media. Oh, well, the overnight number isn't really the real number, man. The real number's going to be up, man. Give me a break. Give me a break. Let me ask you, geek, something. Is the number where it should be? No. The number is not anywhere close to where it should be. The WWE apologists, man. You gotta love them, man. They share a fucking brain between all fucking 800 million of them, but, well, what do I know? What do I know? I'm just the cancer of the community. Anyway, they moved Roman Reigns and Rey Mysterio to SmackDown, and that was legitimately, even though it was built in 2 weeks, it didn't need Hell in a Cell. Nothing on this show really needed Hell in a Cell. Rey Mysterio and Roman Reigns did not need Hell in a Cell. And they moved that match to Friday. That was the only match we cared about on this show. We now have confirmation. Here we are as a community coming up with reasons why Roman Reigns was moved from Sunday to Friday. Is Brock Lesnar coming back? Is somebody else coming back? Is John Cena coming back? What do they got? Drew McIntyre's got to win the title, right? They're putting him in the main event. Maybe Drew McIntyre gets screwed by somebody else and he gets this stipulation kind of reinstated against Bobby Lashley at some other pay-per-view, man. They take Lashley and McIntyre and they move it into SummerSlam with Brock Lesnar. We came up with a multitude of different scenarios. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. WWE foolishly made Drew McIntyre look like a complete blithering idiot, locking MVP in the Hell in a Cell tonight, which led to him losing this match. And the confirmation is Meltzer didn't even know. I don't have any good reason as to why they moved Reigns and Mysterio. Now we know. He wanted to spend Father's Day not working. Roman Reigns, ladies and gentlemen, has this much pull in WWE that they booked him in a feud literally less than 2 weeks with Rey Mysterio, and he went to management and said, fuck this shit. I want to sit home. Rey's a dad, too. I don't even want him working. You put us in this goddamn program to put us in Hell in a Cell to do what? I'm sitting home with my wife, with my kids. You guys can kiss my Samoan ass. That's exactly what he said. It's exactly what he said, folks. So after all of this nonsensical pay-per-view was over, we now have confirmation that Roman Reigns wanted to sit home on Father's Day. That was pretty much it. I got news and rumors surrounding some of the major happenings in WWE. We will go over that tonight as well. Listen, it wasn't a total wash. The show wasn't a total wash. There was actually some on the show that I actually liked. I thought Bayley and Bianca Belair, even though the feud was, or the build, I should say, to the feud was absolutely atrocious. I mean, they made Bianca Belair look like a shit babyface, crying about being bullied and all this stuff that kind of is the opposite of why she calls herself the EST. Bayley's great. I can't hate on anything Bayley does. I know this is creative. I know this is Bruce and Vince and all these fucking geeks in creative. They tore it down in Hell in a Cell. It wasn't the best women's Hell in a Cell match by any stretch of the imagination. If you guys told me either Becky against Sasha or Bayley against Sasha, I would not really be opposed to any one of them. I actually enjoyed the Becky Lynch match a little bit more than I did the Bayley match, but that's just me. I probably have to go watch them back again. I might give you a different answer if I did so. I don't know. But this was nowhere close to being the best women's Hell in a Cell match. They tore it down tonight. Cesaro and Seth Rollins, they had a really good match. I did not think that they had a better match compared to their one at WrestleMania for obvious reasons, but I thought they killed it tonight. Seems like that feud is all but over. Maybe. I could see both guys in Money in the Bank come July. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I love both guys dearly. I love Sami Zayn as one of my favorite parts of SmackDown. Kevin Owens has been one of my favorites ever since he's pretty much been called up to the WWE main roster. I thought they had a very lackluster match. Very hard-hitting. Kevin Owens might have actually got legitimately hurt. But I don't think it was up there with what they've done in the past. This may have been their worst match ever. Not only because of the lack of build. I don't really know what they're fighting for. We got Kevin Owens selling a Nigerian nail. And then Sami Zayn, he really hasn't done much of anything on SmackDown. This was his first big victory, singles victory, since last October. It's pretty fucking staggering if you think about it. I thought this was their worst match. Compared to everything else that these guys have done together in that ring, I thought tonight was their worst match out of everything they've done in a WWE ring. Then you got Alexa Bliss, magic and all. Now she's doing voodoo magic. Voodoo magic, man. I don't know whether I'm watching Alexa Bliss or the reincarnation of fucking Papa Shango, man. If I want fucking voodoo, I'll take a trip down to New Orleans and visit the old fucking hag on the corner of fucking, whatever, down there. Let me sell you this skull and bones. It used to be buried on some Indian burial ground. What are we doing here? Are you fucking serious? I don't believe how there are people out there that are fans of this shit. I really don't. It is fucking awful. We're going to go over what she did on this pay-per-view tonight, man. It is absolutely atrocious. They should be shot in the fucking creative boardrooms for coming up with this goddamn man. Shayna Baszler is fucking buried. Absolutely, you could bury her with the fucking skull and bones found on the Indian fucking burial ground, man. That's exactly where Shayna Baszler's career is right now. Awful. Absolutely atrocious, man. Then we got Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. This was fucking garbage with an even shittier ending. Both women look terrible coming out of this pay-per-view. So much so, I couldn't give a single solitary shit about what they do from here on out. Rhea Ripley has been booked into oblivion on the main roster. And if you don't think so, man, I know there'll be fucking deniers out there. There'll be fucking shills out there. Oh, you're just not watching correctly. Oh, you're a hater. She is absolutely cringe in every sense of the word. Charlotte is not as good as everybody says she is, man. Either that or they just had an off night. But I was surprised that the match ended the way that it did. I thought Charlotte was going to get the championship back. Seems like WWE is going to give Charlotte the title in front of fans. It's great. It's great. You got to love Rhea Ripley's demise on the main roster, man. Some people called for maybe a month. She's still champion. But it's inevitably going to happen. It's going to happen. She'll be buried in no time. She's already on her way to being buried, but she'll be buried officially in no time. And Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre, they had one of the best matches of the night when it really boils down to it. They legitimately kicked each other's asses. Drew McIntyre visibly had lashings on his back from the kendo stick. There's that kendo stick again. Looked like he was literally a product of being hung and just whipped for his punishments. It was ridiculous. Bobby Lashley, you got to give him credit, man. I don't look at Bobby Lashley as the type of guy to go into that match. This was legitimately his first Hell in a Cell match. I don't look at him as the type of guy to go that distance, that type of length in a match. He looked physically gassed tonight. But man, did they beat the shit out of each other. I loved it. Towards the end of that, after the first 10 minutes, I was like, oh, God, this is fucking boring. And then they really turned it up. The ending was ridiculous by MVP being locked in the cage. Who cares? Like, why would you go and do that? That ending has to mean one of two things. Number one, we'll talk about it. Number one, McIntyre is not going to get a championship match, and they're going to go with some other babyface, which right now are very slim pickings. Don't know who they're going to go with. I hope they don't go with who I think it is. And number two, either he's going to not get a championship match, or he's going to use this as a way to lobby himself into another match and win it in front of fans. I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on. So we'll talk about it tonight. This is the post show. I appreciate you guys joining me, man. We got 1,800 plus, almost 1,900 plus inside the venue. I really appreciate you guys joining me tonight. Hit that thumbs up, guys. We are looking at 485 likes right now. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. We got almost 2,000 people in here, man. There should be at least 1,000 thumbs up on this live stream right now. It is very important you do so. First of all, it's absolutely free for you to do so. And it's very important to me because not only are you helping me out, but you're helping the video out. When I am done here and the video publishes to YouTube, it's going to show up higher in the YouTube search engine. So make sure you guys hit that thumbs up for me. I really appreciate it. Super chats are open if you guys want to get them on in. Normally, they are my favorite part of the show because we get to unwind, drink a couple of cold beverages, listen to some good music. So make sure you guys get those super chats in. And you guys can ask me anything you want, man. They are open to you. Make sure you guys follow me on social media. Thank you to everybody that has live tweeted with me tonight during the pay-per-view at JDfromNY206. That is Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. If you want to join the OTS family, hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 124,000 subscribers, man. You guys can be VIP if you want. You guys can actually become a new member as well. I'm thinking about some things to get you guys invested on becoming new members, man. Maybe I'll be doing some Q&A. If you guys sign up in abundance, you guys can become new members. Just click the join button down below. You got some special emotes that'll show up in the chat next to your name. So make sure you guys go and do that for me if you want to join the OTS venue and be a VIP. Go get your t-shirts. Bonfire is the home, the exclusive home of Off the Script. Bonfire.com. Link is down in the description, along with everything else. Patreon.com/JDfromNY206. Make sure you guys go check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. We got Off the Script episode 381 from this past Saturday. We talk a lot about Vince McMahon and WWE and their plans internally to change the quality of their programming. Do we believe them? No, we don't. But I give you a plethora of reasons and ways on how we can change the current product for the better. There's one thing that you guys are going to do coming out of that show is you're going to understand that everything that I said would absolutely, if put into effect, would help the WWE product for the better. So make sure you guys go and check that out along with everything else that is on the homepage of the channel. And tonight's podcast is brought to you and sponsored by my great friends over at Manscaped. Manscaped.com, man. Today, I love unboxings, man. We're going to unbox the Ultra Smooth package. And that is a play on words, man. Believe me, when you use this, your package will be ultra smooth. We're also going to be unboxing their new Weed Whacker electric nose and ear hair trimmer. I got that. And they got some damn good cologne, man. Obviously, you can't smell it because you're watching me, but I've smelled it, I've used it, and I love it. I think it's fucking awesome. So we're going to talk about those guys a little bit later, do some cool unboxings in the middle of the show, man. Manscaped.com. You guys are going to use code SCRIPT at checkout for free shipping and 20% off. So make sure you guys go and do that. Manscaped.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout. We got Hell in a Cell, man. I'm not going to go over the pre-show match because it is absolutely worthless drivel. Natalya defeated Mandy Rose with a sharpshooter. That's all you need to know. Do you care about Natalya? Do you care about Mandy Rose? Do you care about Tamina? Do you care about catering? No. No, you don't. Catering, if you guys don't know, is Dana Brooke. We call her and refer to her as catering. Because that's exactly how she wrestles, man. She wrestles as if she should be in catering for a lifetime. No, she hasn't gotten better. No, the tag team between her and Mandy Rose sucks. Nobody gives a shit about the women's tag team titles. Might as well burn them. I know we don't care about them over here, so what is the point of talking about the match? We're going to get right into the pay-per-view. Moving on, man. We got the main card. First of all, I got a little bone to pick here with Peacock. I got a little bone to pick with Peacock, okay? I don't know if you guys were suffering the same thing that I was, man, but it made me wish for the WWE Network back as its own sole app. Took me about 20 minutes to log into this shit because I got what was the code I got? I got a CDN error. I had problems opening up Peacock, and all I got was a picture of Puss in Boots and a CDN error. And it said there wasn't enough CDN to go around. Now, I don't know what type of fucking drugs you're hanging out back there or giving out back there with Peacock, but I couldn't log in for about 20 minutes. I gotta exit the app, sign back in. Exit the app, sign back in. Eventually, after 20 fucking minutes, good thing I didn't miss anything. It was only Natalya and Mandy Rose. But all of this, 20 minutes, I finally got in, and it was not good. So I don't know if you guys actually had something like that happen to you, and something similar like that happened to you, but I know I had a little bit of a difficult time getting into the Peacock app. Once we did, the show was underway, and we got Bianca Belair and Bayley in a Hell in a Cell match for the WWE Women's SmackDown Championship. Now, I don't care who you are, man. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your stance is on Bianca Belair or Bayley. This match absolutely did not belong inside Hell in a Cell. I would have much rather watched these two women go at it in a standard one-on-one match. They didn't do anything out of the ordinary with the Hell in a Cell. They didn't do anything new, exciting, refreshing, unique, original. They did nothing inside Hell in a Cell that would call for a Hell in a Cell match. The feud itself was not built up enough with enough of a story. The feud itself did not call for a Hell in a Cell match. Oh, Bayley's a bully. I want to see you in Hell in a Cell. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. This match did not need Hell in a Cell, though the build to the feud was god-awful, and it was absolutely a negative hanging over Bianca Belair. In fact, so much so that I wanted Bayley to win this match. This feud made Bianca Belair look like a sniveling babyface that you want to see lose, because everybody loves Bayley. Why would we want Bianca Belair to overcome Bayley when everybody loves Bayley? She's a cool bully. And Bianca Belair, all she does is cry, 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 cry. I want to put to shame the doubters. Everybody was bullying me back in the day, yada, yada, yada. Deviating away so much so from her EST character. All I know, the Bianca Belair in NXT wouldn't stand for this Bianca Belair. The NXT Bianca Belair would probably slap the living shit out of this current version of Bianca Belair. WWE has somehow found a way to ruin this woman's aura. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. So, we got the match, and even though I thought it did not belong inside Hell in a Cell, I thought it was still a great match. I really did. I thought Bianca Belair handled herself well. I thought Bayley handled herself well. Bianca especially being in this match for the first time in her career. It was a very good match. I would not, like the geeks on social media, be calling it the greatest women's Hell in a Cell match of all time. You know, everything new is the greatest of all time. Nobody wants to just speak about these things like a normal human being. No, it wasn't the greatest of all time. It wasn't. Not even close. But they did put on a very good match. That's as much as I will say about it. Now, as far as the match itself, we start off with both women going at each other. Belair twirled her hair, skipped her way to the ring as usual. Bayley's in the ring. They battled over a chair immediately in the opening minute. Pat McAfee, got to give my props to Pat McAfee, man. He was the best part of this entire match. He was literally the best part of this entire match, man. I love Pat McAfee on commentary. In fact, he's probably the best thing on SmackDown that's not named Roman Reigns. He brought so much of himself into this match. He brought so much organic and natural excitement. He makes you actually care about what is being said on commentary. And like I said before, at the last pay-per-view that we did with WWE, Pat McAfee somehow makes Michael Cole a tolerable announcer. He somehow makes Michael Cole a better announcer, commentator, which is great. I think Michael Cole's doing better with McAfee than he did with Corey Graves. He's doing a great job. Kudos to him. So, we got the steel chair. Bayley tried to hit Belair with the chair, but she dropped down, rolled up Bianca for a near fall. Bianca for a near fall, rather. Belair then used her hair to counter the chair. So she hit the chair with her hair, which was in play a lot in this thing. Belair got rid of the chair and backed Bayley into the corner. So now they're up top. They're fighting up top. Belair used a backflip to avoid Bayley. Bayley took over the match. She got control. Sent Belair shoulder first into the ring post. Bayley slowed the match down, working that heel style. Worked over the arm. Worked over Bianca's arm. Bayley brought steps into the ring. And the one thing I liked about Bayley holding the steps, I put it here. She actually... Now, they are probably heavy. A lot of people make them look like they're weak and they're nothing. But Bayley sold how heavy the stairs were, which was great. So she brought the steps into the ring, trapped Belair's hair. Belair fought back. Bayley regained control with a knee in the corner. Belair then beat Bayley at ringside, but Bayley bit her arm. So you talk about anything goes in these Hell in a Cell matches, man. Bayley bit Bianca Belair's arm, which was awesome. I would have did the same thing. Bayley tied two kendo sticks together and attacked Belair. She followed up with a sunset flip bomb into the cage, which looked great. So that was awesome. Bayley pulled out kendo sticks. They were duct taped together. She placed them in between the holes of the cage and in the ring. So McAfee noted Bayley did this, or it was Michael Cole. Michael Cole, I believe, did it. McAfee didn't say anything. I think he was just enamored with what was going on. I think he was excited watching his first Hell in a Cell match. Michael Cole mentioned that Bayley did this last year in her match with Sasha Banks, and Bayley told Michael Cole, "Hey, Cole, shut up. They already know." Gotta love it. Gotta love Bayley, man. She is so quick-witted with her thoughts, especially when it comes to Michael Cole. It is very appealing. It is very natural. Very good as far as comedic timing. I love it. So Bayley was shitting on Michael Cole at commentary for this spot that she definitely did do against Sasha Banks last year. Belair then slammed Bayley after she took over into those same kendo sticks that she set up on the cages. Bayley fought back a little bit later to regain control. So Bayley beat Belair with the chair, then tied Belair's hair to the bottom of the steel chair. So Belair fought back, eventually knocked Bayley down with the chair. She untied herself. Bayley had her injured knee in this match, and Bayley ran at Belair, but she got the chair up. That's where the injured knee came into play. Belair then tied her hair to Bayley's hand and viciously beat her around ringside with various weapons that were strewn about. Bayley then crawled to the door and was begging the official to open the door to let her out. Belair then kicked Bayley into the cage door. A ladder came into play here. Bayley used the ladder to regain control of the match yet again. And Bayley sent Belair into the ladder. She trapped Belair in the ladder and stomped on it. Belair then hit a rose plant on Belair as she was trapped in the ladder, which looked great. Belair couldn't make the pin because of her injured knee. Bayley, rather. Couldn't make the pin because of the injured knee. So she did the rose plant and then she sold the knee. Go figure. Belair slammed Bayley into the corner. She, like I said. And then Bayley, she was in the corner with the ladder. Belair attempted a 450. I'm assuming that's what Belair was attempting to do. She went for a 450. Bayley moved out of the way. Belair landed on her feet, hit a senton, which looked probably right in that situation. I don't know why you would go up top and want to do a 450 splash on somebody that's laying on a ladder. It doesn't make logistical sense to me. So Bianca Belair clearly wasn't thinking of that. She placed Bayley on top of the ladder and wanted to do a 450 splash. I honestly think she would have hurt herself more than she would have did Bayley in that spot. So she missed the 450. She rolled out of the way. She did the senton, which looked 1,000 times better than whatever the 450 would have did. And then we got the finish. Finish came when Belair gave Bayley the KOD on an open ladder. That looked great. So we went for the cover here, 1, 2, 3, and Belair beats Bayley. I don't know where we go from here, man. It looks like Bayley is not going to be bullying Bianca Belair anymore. Sasha Banks is definitely coming back. I don't know what we're doing with Sasha Banks. I don't know what we're doing with the Women's Championship on SmackDown. But right now, Bianca Belair has no legitimate opponents on SmackDown. I don't know what we're doing. Carmella is not interesting at all. Liv Morgan, I don't really care to see Liv Morgan in the championship picture. She's done nothing to deserve it. So I don't know where they really go with Bianca Belair on SmackDown. Sasha Banks seemingly is the only choice. Maybe she wins Money in the Bank. There's not many people in WWE as far as the women go that makes sense to win Money in the Bank. Maybe Sasha wins Money in the Bank. It plays up her heel character. She's a heel. Heels usually win Money in the Bank. So we don't know. Well, she wasn't a heel when she was there, but I could see Sasha going heel. I could definitely see Sasha going heel and coming back as a heel against Bianca Belair. So that may happen. I don't know. But right now, Bianca has no credible opponents for that SmackDown Women's Championship. And that is a common theme that is spread throughout WWE. There's no women's division on SmackDown. There's barely any division at all. There's no women's division on Monday Night Raw. It's the same people over and over and over again. For the last, I don't know how many weeks, 5 weeks, we've gotten Asuka, Charlotte, Nikki Cross, and Rhea Ripley. Not really all that entertaining at all. And then you got whatever Alexa Bliss is doing with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, which is fucking deviating away from the women's revolution. Eva Marie is back, which is deviating away from the women's revolution. It's not really what I call women's wrestling. So we got a problem here, man. I don't know where they go, but I guess we'll find out on Friday, because I don't have any clue outside of Sasha Banks. Seth Rollins. He went one-on-one with Cesaro. This was a very good match, placed nicely after the Hell in a Cell match. I actually thought, foolishly, I thought this match was going to open the show, but I didn't really think about the Hell in a Cell matches that we had tonight. So WWE did it right. They opened Hell in a Cell with a Hell in a Cell match, the women, and then they closed the pay-per-view with, obviously, a Hell in a Cell match, Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley. So they bookended the show and placed everything in the middle. Almost like a Hell in a Cell sandwich. Seth Rollins and Cesaro, man. Cesaro's been off TV for a little bit, selling the effects of a Seth Rollins attack. I actually enjoyed their WrestleMania match a little bit more than this one because we were coming off a hot Cesaro. He was in the middle of that big run that he was on, and then he got the match with Roman Reigns. So it was just working for him. Now he's been off TV more than he's been on TV to sell the effects of a Seth Rollins attack. And obviously with WrestleMania and their match, you had the live crowd and the live energy from that audience that actually played well into making Cesaro look a little bit better than he did here tonight. Now, I love Cesaro no matter what, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you this match was better than the WrestleMania match. That crowd makes a big difference to me. And WWE, with their outcome here, 50-50 booking. I don't know where we go from here. I think it's honestly over. I don't know what happens here. Cesaro lost clean to Seth Rollins at this pay-per-view. Rollins is rumored for a big match at SummerSlam with Edge. So he may be moving on from this very quickly. There's really nothing else that these two guys can do. They've traded victories back and forth. Money in the Bank is coming up. I'm pretty sure there'll be qualifying matches for Money in the Bank. I could see WWE putting Rollins and, or well, at least I hope so. I hope there's qualifying matches for Money in the Bank. I could see WWE putting Seth and Cesaro in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So they'll wrestle at WrestleMania. Cesaro got his big win. They wrestled tonight at Hell in a Cell. Seth got his win back. And then we'll get them in one more match, and that is Money in the Bank. I don't know who wins Money in the Bank as far as the men go. It's very open. Cesaro could win it. We're going to have Jinder Mahal win it on Monday Night Raw, which is something I would not be surprised by. You could do Seth Rollins winning it. I think that would play into his heel character. Who else would be a logical Money in the Bank winner coming out of either brand? There really isn't anybody that I could see logically winning Money in the Bank. It's probably the weakest field of the recent Money in the Bank pay-per-views that we've seen. I don't even want to think about it yet because we got to see what WWE does as far as the build, because there's only 4 weeks. So I'm assuming we'll get qualifying matches starting on Raw and then bleeding into SmackDown. So we will see what happens. But I thought the match was great between these two. I just personally did not enjoy it more than their WrestleMania match for obvious reasons. Cesaro made his entrance first, and Rollins immediately, didn't even wait, jumped him from behind. Cesaro used the barricade for the advantage, back body drop on the outside. And Cesaro, he booted Rollins eventually off the apron. They fought around ringside with Cesaro taking control of Rollins with an uppercut. Cesaro backed Rollins into the corner, hit a series of his European uppercuts. Rollins fought back and drove Cesaro into the turnbuckle. Rollins raked Cesaro in the eye, then he hit a DDT. Rollins then slowed the pace and hit a series of knees to Cesaro's midsection. Rollins then attempted to suplex Cesaro, countered with a suplex of his own, deadlifting Rollins, which looked great. Rollins recovered, sent Cesaro to the floor, and Rollins took advantage, jumping off the apron, hitting a diving knee onto Cesaro. Rollins followed up with a springboard knee into the ring. He then slowed the pace down again. Cesaro fought back with yet more uppercuts. Cesaro then pulled Rollins' glove off and shoved it in his mouth. He followed up with more uppercuts. As you guys can see here, not very exciting. Uppercuts, knees, more uppercuts, knees. Not really much going on here. Rollins attempted the curb stomp, but Cesaro countered with a nice power slam for a near fall. He went up top, did Cesaro. Rollins cut him off. Cesaro knocked him off, hit a nice flying crossbody. Rollins rolled through for a near fall. Rollins then hit Cesaro on the back of the neck with a stiff-looking elbow. They showed the replay several times. Made a nice smack right across Cesaro's neck. So that went for a 2 count as well as Rollins went for a cover. Rollins was upset because the elbow didn't put him away, so he was mad. And he hit a Falcon Arrow right after for a near fall. Rollins went for the curb stomp again, but Cesaro avoided it with a discus clothesline. Cesaro caught Rollins in the big swing. He then swung him about 16 or 17 times. I wasn't counting. Then he transitioned from the big swing into the sharpshooter. Rollins was thinking about tapping, but he grabbed the bottom rope. Cesaro went from the sharpshooter into a crossface on Rollins. Rollins rolled him up in the crossface submission for a near fall. Cesaro tried to lock in the sharpshooter again, which he did. He then stomped on Rollins several times. Cesaro went for I don't know if he was going for another sharpshooter or if he was going for the Cesaro swing again, but either way, Cesaro grabbed Rollins by the legs, trying to attempt one or the other, and Rollins quickly rolled him up for a small package and got the 1, 2, 3. That was it. Very good match between the two. We could see them both end up, like I said, in Money in the Bank. We could see Sami Zayn end up in Money in the Bank. We could see Kevin Owens end up in Money in the Bank. We could see Jinder Mahal end up in Money in the Bank. Jeff Hardy, Elias, Jackson Ryker. All these names I'm throwing at you. I don't really get excited about any one of those guys winning Money in the Bank. Could be an NXT guy. Maybe WWE does something unpredictable and throws an NXT guy into the Money in the Bank ladder match. I don't know. Bronson Reed and Karrion Kross were both on SmackDown backstage. They had tryout matches. We don't know. We'll see what happens, but this was a good match. I personally like their WrestleMania match a little bit better. Alexa Bliss and Shayna Baszler. This was the most offensive match of the entire evening. I did not care about anything coming out of this. I did not care about anything going into this pay-per-view with these two at all. In fact, Shayna Baszler was a part of the worst, or one of the worst endings to Monday Night Raw in recent memory. Absolutely one of the worst endings in the last 10 years, at least, on Monday Night Raw, where she was being chased by a fucking puppet, by a doll. And you guys know how that went. Everybody legitimately shit on it, saying Baszler deserves better. Then the following week, after WWE heard all the bitching and moaning from everybody because they knew they had scripted a terrible ending, they retired Lily the doll. Lily was put in timeout by Alexa Bliss because of her crimes against Shayna Baszler. She got punished. Great. After you punished us every fucking week with this goddamn shit, now she's punished. Great. That brings us to the pay-per-view. Shayna Baszler was somebody that was so great in NXT. Then WWE puts her in this god-awful fucking tag team with Nia Jax, and then in this god-awful feud with Shayna Baszler. We all said it, man. 400 plus days as NXT Women's Champion, man. One of the most legit badasses in all of women's wrestling when she was in NXT. Shayna Baszler holds a certain spot in WWE, in NXT, as far as reigns go for women's championships. Only Asuka is ahead of her as being the most dominant female in NXT history. It's a pretty fucking unbelievable feat, man. You know? Nobody has been even close to rivaling Asuka. Nobody's been close to rivaling Shayna Baszler in NXT. And Raquel Gonzalez is not going to get there because she's not as believable as Shayna was. She wasn't as believable and entertaining as Shayna or Asuka. But WWE found a way to fuck her up. Put her in a tag team with Nia Jax. Shayna Baszler should have always been the legit badass killer, man. Working rogue. They paired her with Nia Jax, who's a fucking diva. She's not a pro wrestler. She's a diva. Shayna Baszler's a legit ass kicker. They won the tag team championships, but nothing they did was memorable at all. And now she's in this god-awful feud with Alexa Bliss, chasing a fucking doll around. And she is now apologizing to cotton balls. A fucking puppet stuffed with cotton is what Shayna Baszler is doing. Apologizing to a fucking puppet. So we come to this match tonight. This match should have ended legitimately if you want to think about it. Baszler could break Alexa Bliss in half with the blink of an eye. And I had to sit here and watch Shayna Baszler sell for Alexa Bliss. I had to sit here and watch Shayna Baszler sell fucking hocus pocus, hypnotizing Nia Jax and hypnotizing Shayna Baszler. I'm surprised we didn't see the full gambit of fucking magic. Fireballs and wands and fucking shit falling from the goddamn Thunderdome. This match was offensive. Offensive to everybody watching at home. So, Baszler was interviewed before the match started. She was there with Reginald and Nia Jax. Baszler isn't worried about Bliss. I'm worried. I'm worried for all of our sanities. Jax agreed that there's nothing wrong with a little good luck. Yeah, why don't you go give that good luck to the writing team on Monday night? They certainly need it more than Shayna Baszler does. So Reginald tried to kiss Baszler's hand, but she smacked him in the face, which is nothing more than a prelude as to what happened later on in this match. Now, what happened to Shayna Baszler telling Reginald to stay in the back? On this night, she's okay with Reginald coming out there. She's all right with him being in her corner. They made weeks of television with Shayna Baszler not wanting Reginald out there in her corner. And now on this night, during this match against Alexa at the pay-per-view, now she's okay with Reginald being out there. Who books this shit. Weeks of television where she's upset, and today she's A-okay with him being out there. Unreal. So Bliss skips to the ring. She does what she does. Baszler makes her entrance. Reginald quickly jumped on the apron. Bliss got distracted by Reginald, which, not sure if you guys watched the podcast this weekend. Vince is a big fan of Reginald. He's a big fan of Reginald, is Vince McMahon. He's a big fan of Reginald because he loves Reginald's presentation. He loves Reginald's presentation. And I don't get how anybody loves Reginald on TV, man. The guy's been put in more women's matches than the actual women on the women's roster. Said by those in WWE that Reginald has been easy to work with. He's opened up to pitches that creative gives him. And Vince McMahon is a big fan because of his delivery, skill set, and presentation. And he does what he's asked to do. He's a model employee. Vince McMahon likes him. It is what it is, man. I don't think he should be wrestling women's matches, but that's just me. So Reginald jumped on the apron. Bliss got distracted. Baszler backed Bliss into the corner. She went after her. Bliss avoided Baszler, took over with the forearm. Reginald jumped back on the apron, covered his face so she couldn't hypnotize him. So Reginald was already on the apron, and he was already covering his face, expecting Alexa Bliss to hypnotize him, just like he was hypnotized on Monday Night Raw. I wish he would have woken up and realized he was on Monday Night Raw, and then realized, oh my God, my career is fucking dead. I'm on the worst wrestling show in the industry. How do I get out of here? So Reginald jumped on the apron. He covered his face. Baszler jumped Bliss from behind. Bliss smiled. She smiled after every move that Shayna Baszler did to her. Baszler slammed Bliss down with a body slam. Bliss smiles again. I don't know what you smile about, honey. You're on Raw in one of the worst storylines of the year. Baszler worked over the... You know who's not smiling? Bray. Where's Bray? Is he okay with straight up fucking thievery? Being a thief? Alexa Bliss? Is Bray really smiling? No. Stole his theme song, stole his jingle, stole his moveset, his finishing move, his gimmick. You know who's not smiling? Bray. Or we should call him Wyndham. Bray may be dead. Baszler worked over Bliss's arm. She trapped Bliss's arm and stomped on it. Alexa Bliss screamed in pain, selling the effects of Baszler working on the arm. She started laughing again. You know who's not laughing? Me on Monday night. Baszler went back to the arm. She tried not to look Bliss in the face, just like how I tried not to look at Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley on Monday Night Raw. Bliss then yelled at Baszler to look at her. Look at me! Look at me! She says. I wasn't looking. I had my phone. I had my fucking phone in my hand and I was tweeting away. Wasn't even looking. So Baszler was in some kind of weird trance. She let go of whatever hold she had on Alexa Bliss. So Bliss was firing herself up, hit a DDT, went for a cover, got a near fall. Bliss knocked Baszler to the floor. Reginald went to go check on her. Bliss started staring at Nia Jax. So Alexa Bliss in the ring, she lifts her hand up as if she's some type of sorcerer. And Nia Jax on the outside is doing the same exact motion. So Alexa Bliss now is in the ring doing shit with her hand. Nia Jax is moving her hand the same way that Alexa Bliss is moving her hand in the ring. And Alexa Bliss takes her hand and swipes it in the air. And Nia Jax takes her hand and does the same thing and slaps Reginald right across the face. Alexa Bliss has hypnotized Nia Jax. Then she screams, Alexa Bliss in the ring. She gets down and hunches down and she screams like she's Xena Warrior Princess. Nia Jax mimics the scream. I'm screaming because this is fucking terrible. I'm screaming like they're screaming every Monday night because Raw is that fucking scary. Bliss and Jax looked at each other screaming. Baszler comes from behind, gets the Kirifuda clutch on Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss breaks free of the Kirifuda clutch. She DDTs Shayna Baszler, positions her in the corner, goes up top, and the badass that was the former NXT champion for 400 days plus, the only woman in WWE history that's been more dominant this decade than Asuka, loses because of hypnosis on Nia Jax, and she gets pinned by a twisted Bliss. 1, 2, 3. Shayna Baszler gets pinned by Alexa Bliss. Now, folks, if you didn't watch this match and you're listening to me cover the pay-per-view, you're probably asking yourself, is this fucking guy serious? Is JD right now serious? Folks, Salrex, my graphics dude, just texted me. He says this, and I quote, "This shit is happening in 2021. It actually sounds worse with you breaking it down." All of this legitimately took place on a WWE pay-per-view. I don't even want to say it's not as bad as Zombies with Miz Morrison and Damian Priest, who is quickly finding himself on a fucking milk carton next to Keith Lee. I don't want to say it's as worse as Zombies, but it's pretty much up there, man. I'd probably label the Zombies and then whatever Alexa Bliss is doing literally a cunt hair right underneath the zombie shit with Miz and Morrison. This is fucking offensive, man. This is absolutely offensive to wrestling fans all across the globe. You know, I said it on Twitter. I did not mind. In fact, you could go back and reference me, man, because there'll be some fucking geeks that just ignore it because I'm actually speaking something that they like. When I speak something that you don't like, you want to clip it and make me out to be the fucking bad guy. But in reality, the shows suck. This shit sucks. My intelligence has fucking gone down multitudes because of watching this shit. I may be straight up fucking dumb after watching this shit. I praised Alexa Bliss when she was a sidekick of Bray Wyatt. Wyndham. Bray's dead. I praised Alexa as she was a sidekick to Wyndham. Okay? I thought she was doing the best job of her entire career. Quote me. Said it multiple weeks. I thought she was doing a fine job, man. She was in a role that she was happy with. She was in a role that she was doing incredibly well. She wanted to act. She wanted to portray evil. There you go. She was Sister Abigail in the fucking swamp match with Braun Strowman. Whee! Da-da-dum! You know him? Remember? Yeah, he's fine. She played Sister Abigail, and everybody was like, oh, man. Alexa and Bray, after all these years of fantasy booking, a Sister Abigail. There you go. Bray knew. Wyndham knew. Right? So he brings it to life. The Fiend character has a new sidekick. The Fiend was very Joker-esque. And Alexa was very Harley Quinn-esque, right? It worked as a duo. They were the dynamic duo on WWE television. It worked. He played off her. She played off him. Everything was great in the fun house. The interactions, what was going on there. Was Bray, Wyndham, was the Fiend falling in love with Alexa Bliss? Did he really go out there and kind of think that she was Sister Abigail? All of a sudden, she developed his powers, and now he's off TV. He's off TV. Where the fuck is he? Where is he? His career is over. Alexa Bliss just straight up shafted Wyndham, and the Fiend is dead. All these geeks online, oh, it's long-term booking. It's long-term storytelling. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Oh, she didn't steal his gimmick. Yes, she did. Her theme song is the fucking Funhouse theme. Last time we saw Wyndham, I wasn't sure if he was talking as the Funhouse character that he was, or he was going to have another character because he sounded like a fucking preacher preaching to a church audience. He's dead. She straight up jacked his gimmick. She doesn't do well on her own. This shit is fucking awful. Alexa Bliss in this role was a perfect sidekick. As the main star, as the main actress in this thing, this shit has gone full-fledged fucking idiotic. WWE has taken something that was so original. They've given it to Alexa Bliss, and they've killed every aspect of what we enjoyed. They added fire. They added fucking voodoo magic, hypnosis, some D-level cheesy horror film skit. They gave her a fucking doll that had murderous fucking imaginations. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? They should be fucking ashamed of this shit. She buried Shayna Baszler. Everybody that she comes in contact with will be buried. Who's going to beat Alexa Bliss? Is Alexa Bliss going to win Money in the Bank? Is that going to be her new toy? What are we doing here? I have no clue where this goes. I have no clue what their end game is. But all I know is Shayna Baszler worth it? No. You have no women's division right now, and the biggest star in your women's division is fucking doing magic. And doing hypnosis, voodoo magic on Monday Night Raw. Are we in 2021, or are we booking some fucking Harry Potter sequel? Give me a break. Nobody wants magic and fire on their fucking pro wrestling programs. Oh, but WWE's entertainment. There's your fucking problem. There's your goddamn fucking problem as to why the product is fucking trash. Entertainment. Meanwhile, all we want is a very sports direct product. But they don't grasp that. They don't understand that. I'm going to tell you what I told you 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw when we seen this fucking doll chasing Shayna Baszler backstage. I fucking can't wait till Alexa Bliss comes out in front of a live audience, man. I dare you. I fucking double dare you. Triple dare you to do this Alexa Bliss shit in front of a live audience with the fucking doll and the fire and the voodoo magic, man. Alexa Bliss is going to get booed out of the fucking building. And then what's going to happen? All that effort and all that fucking time on TV that you wasted and all the time that we wasted watching this fucking horrendous garbage will be for nothing. You think the fans are going to enjoy this shit when we see it live on television? You better get out of your system now, folks. I'm counting down. You got 4 weeks until fans are back live in front of a WWE audience. WWE show. Dad, I dare you. I can't wait to see it blow up in their face. It will be fucking beautiful, man. Beautiful. Shit is horrendous. Shayna Baszler, my God, man. If I could take the woman out for several drinks, I would. All night. This is what she envisioned when she joined WWE. Triple H had booked her correctly. And just like everything else, Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon loved to kill it. No longer is Shayna Baszler a fucking killer. No longer is Shayna Baszler a badass. Shayna Baszler is a fucking loser. Thanks to the main roster. Gotta love it. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. This match was legitimately made on SmackDown, man. This match was made on SmackDown. This match had not been planned for Hell in a Cell before tonight. The only reason why they added this match was because Roman and Rey Mysterio got moved, so they needed another SmackDown match on the card. And we get this one. It was the easiest match for WWE to book. They were like, who are we going to put on the pay-per-view? Ha, 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 ha. We don't have any idea. Let's put Sami and Kevin Owens again on pay-per-view. Ha, 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 ha. That's what they did. What are they fighting over? Are we still fighting over conspiracy theories? Are we fighting over championships? Are we fighting over ranking on SmackDown for a possible IC title match? What are we fighting for? At this point, I don't know what we are fighting for between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. This match was added because Roman and Rey Mysterio got moved to SmackDown. This match came about because Sami Zayn had cost Kevin Owens and Big E their tag team match against Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz on SmackDown, where Kevin Owens took not one but two Nigerian nails. Sold the Nigerian nail on SmackDown. Sold the Nigerian nail during this match as well. Little bit too much on the selling of the Nigeria. I think they might have jumped the shark on the Nigerian nail bullshit. I really do. This match was fine. There's nothing wrong with this match, man. You got two guys in here who are world-class professional wrestlers. I love both of them dearly. They are incredible at what they do. You got two guys who are, at this point, in my honest opinion, incapable of putting on a bad match. But when you give me as a viewer, man, when you give me, I love good wrestling. I do. But I need more to whet my appetite than just a good wrestling match, man. It's like you go to a dinner and you get a delicious main course, and you get nothing before that. You don't get your soups, you don't get your salads, you don't get your fucking side dishes with the meal. All you get is a plate of fucking beautifully marinated steak. That's it. The steak may be good, but everything else that complements the steak, the mashed potatoes, the asparagus, the green beans, the roasted broccoli, the roasted carrots, the buttered rolls with the nice European butter, right? And then the fucking soups and the salads before that. You don't get none of that shit. You just get the fucking beautifully marinated steak. Steak is delicious. Steak is great. What the fuck am I paying $90 for? What am I paying $90 for? Because I'm eating at your fucking establishment based on your name alone? Nobody wants that, man. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are a beautifully marinated steak, and there's nothing going on around them. What do they got? Great wrestling. Two guys that are great pro wrestlers. Two guys that are fantastic what they do, especially when they're in the ring together. What do you got? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. This was their worst match, as far as I am concerned, in all the years they've both been employed by WWE. Nothing about this match that I really found myself invested in. Great wrestling match, but that's about it. It was merely put on this show because Roman Reigns and Rey Mysterio were moved from this show to Friday. That was it. Story of the match was Owens came in with a throat injury, and that was because of a Commander Aziz Nigerian nail, and that was because of Sami Zayn. And then his arm was injured during this match as well. Don't know if he was legitimately hurt or just selling the effects of Sami Zayn beating the shit out of him. Owens had the advantage early. He chopped Zayn in the corner. Owens coughed throughout the match, selling the Nigerian nail. Owens was in control. He had difficulty breathing. Zayn took over. Owens shot back with some hard chops. Owens then hit a cannonball in the corner. Zayn dropped Owens' throat first on the bottom rope. He followed up with a dive to the floor. Owens grabbed his arm and rolled back in the ring. Zayn then slowed the pace down, targeted Owens' arm, just like a good heel always does. Owens started to fight back. He stomped on Zayn in the corner. Owens couldn't move his arm, so he hit Zayn with a clothesline with his other arm, his less effective arm. Or his, in this case, his more effective arm. I don't know if he was a righty or a lefty, but whatever. Owens attempted a swanton bomb off the apron, but Zayn got his knees up. Zayn hit one of my favorite moves in all of pro wrestling, the dreaded Blue Thunder Bomb that never gets a 1, 2, 3. He got a 2 count here, as he usually does. Owens fought back with one arm. He went for the stunner. Zayn countered with the suplex for a near fall. Zayn busted open his mouth as he stomped Owens out of the ring. Don't know how that happened, but he came all bloody from the mouth. Zayn went after Owens. He caught Zayn with a stunner, did Owens on the outside. Zayn barely, and I mean barely, made the 10 count back in the ring. Owens and Zayn traded shots in the middle of the ring then. Owens got the better of him. Zayn dropped Owens' throat first on the bottom rope, obviously playing up to the effects of the Nigerian nail. Zayn then hit the haluva kick in the corner, and he got the big victory over Kevin Owens at Hell in a Cell. His first singles pinfall victory clean since October of 2020. I've seen that stat floating around online as well tonight during the pay-per-view. Both of these guys, I'm sure, will be vying for Money in the Bank. I don't know where we go as far as these two go, as the Intercontinental title is still around the waist of Apollo Crews. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, man. Everything seems to be just a clusterfuck on SmackDown. Kevin Owens doesn't have momentum. Sami Zayn doesn't have momentum. Big E doesn't have momentum. I wouldn't even say Apollo Crews has true, legit momentum. Seems like everybody is kind of floating in the middle of right now. And SmackDown, they could have easily one of the best mid-cards in all of pro wrestling if they actually book it legitimately. This is why I feel a King of the Ring tournament is so detrimental to the WWE product, man. I feel it's going to be a positive all around. Not only for Raw, not only for SmackDown, but if you include NXT in the King of the Ring tournament, you make it a big field. You do what you got to do to get guys on TV and get them some wins. I feel like this is going to do a good thing for television, man. These guys are in the middle of nothing. How many times can we see a Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn match? I legitimately felt like tonight these guys were going through the motions. Honestly, I got people arguing with me online. This was a great match. So was there fucking 16 other matches. But what does it fucking mean? Nobody comes out of this looking good because they're both in nothing. Kevin Owens hasn't won the IC title. He hasn't even come close to it. Sami Zayn's a fucking loser. This is his first singles victory since October of last year. What exactly do they got going on for themselves? It's like WWE has nothing for these guys to do, and they know, hey, we'll get a great match out of it. Let's put them in the ring together. They can't disappoint. The fucking marks online will love it. I'm not a mark. I'm a realist. These guys were going through the motions. They gave you a good match, hard-fought match. Kevin Owens might be legitimately hurt. I don't fucking know. He's great at his job. He just might be selling the shit. But how different can these matches be with these guys if you put them in the fucking ring every chance you got because your creative sucks and you got nothing for them? Stop using these guys as a crutch for bad creative. Stop it. That's all it is. You ain't gonna tell me I don't appreciate good wrestling because I fucking do. I do. But this shit is nothing but a crutch for bad creative. Sami Zayn has done nothing all year. He's looked great. But what momentum has he had? Kevin Owens hasn't done shit since his match with Roman Reigns. His feud, I should say. All three of those matches were great. He looked like a main event guy coming out of that feud with Roman Reigns, as he should. Reigns did his job. Heyman did his job. Owens did his job. What happened? What did they do? They dropped the ball again. You make Owens into a main event guy because he stood toe-to-toe with Roman Reigns for 3 fucking shows. He did his job. Where was WWE to reward him because of his hard work? I said it the day it ended. This is on WWE. Owens proved to be a main event guy. Now it's on the company to get this ball rolling for Kevin Owens. What do they do next is the most important thing for Kevin Owens coming out of that Roman Reigns feud. What did they do? They did absolutely nothing with him. The first chance they got, they gave him a fucking KO show. Can't tell me I'm wrong. Stop fucking using excuses when you argue with me. Stop it. What did this match mean for either guy? All I see is 50-50 booking. They wrestled at WrestleMania, and now Sami Zayn gets his win back because he lost to KO at WrestleMania. He gets his win back here at Hell in a Cell. Great! Now we're at a stalemate again. Who looks good? Who looks good? Please, elaborate. Who looks good coming out of this shit? Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Raw Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley and Charlotte. We'll go over this in a second. But before we get into that, guys, I want to shout you guys out for hanging out with me during the show tonight. We got 2,200 plus inside the venue. Appreciate you guys. Hit that thumbs up, man. We are 89 away from 1,000 likes. I know you guys can do it. I know there are some people in the chat that have not hit the thumbs up, man. If you are new to the stream and just joining me, hit that thumbs up, man. Helps me out, helps the channel out, helps the video out once it publishes to YouTube. Everybody in the chat right now, everybody that's live in the live stream chat, give me a thumbs up emoji if you're enjoying the live stream so far. And make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Get your super chats in, man. We're going to be hanging out at the end of the show, drinking some cold beverages and just chilling, hanging out. But before I do that, guys, I want to shout out my sponsor, Manscaped, manscaped.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout, not only for free shipping, but 20% off your entire purchase every single time, man. They were kind enough to send me a new bundle, and we got some great shit here, man. We got some great shit that Manscaped has sent us, and I want to show you guys via this unboxing. We got Manscaped Refined, a new cologne that Manscaped has put out. And I'm not a big cologne guy, man. I used to be a big cologne guy, but this smells manly. It really does. I think this smells great. And I'm not just saying that, man. I think this smells great. Again, don't wear cologne, but I'll be wearing this all summer long, man. You know me. So go get that. You guys can get Refined. Hit up Manscaped for that. We got the Weed Whacker. This is the new ear and nose hair trimmer, man. Very small. Makes a nice presentation in your bathrooms as well. And you know this stuff comes in handy, man. Those hard-to-reach areas, come on. This looks great. It feels great, too, man. Very durable. I think that's awesome. I'll be using that as well. And we got the big one, man. The Ultra Smooth Package. This one is chock full of stuff. Look at this, man. We got the Crop Gel, which I'm going to talk about in a second. We got the Crop Exfoliator. And we got what I love, man. This is my type of jam right here. Look at this shit. If I can open it. How do you open this bad boy, man? There you go. Look at this razor, man. Look at that. That is so compact to reach those hard-to-get areas, man. Oh, so nice. And they give you a couple of extra blades as well. Manscaped hooked your boy up, bro. The Ultra Smooth Package is a 3-step kit to make your package the perfect package. I wish Monday Night Raw was the perfect package, but with Bruce, man, forget about it. You don't want to see his package, man, I'll tell you that. The step one of all this is the Crop Exfoliator, man. It's infused with ingredients that soothe, clear, and keeps the skin around your groin feeling refreshed. And the Crop Exfoliator can help reduce the risk of ingrown hairs in those delicate places. The Crop Gel. Now, you could see where you're shaving with their unique clear shave gel just for the groin, man. It's got 4 essential oils, and it's a spa treatment every time you shave your world champions down there. And the Crop Shaver, man, was designed for shaving the groin area with confidence. 3 precision blades include the extra wide lubricating strips and pivoting head for ultimate groin grooming experiences. The crop shaver is also not your average razor, man. It's smaller, thicker, with a micro comb bar that allows for the best shave possible from absolutely any angle. All vegan, cruelty-free, sulfate-free products are Manscaped products, so you know your manhood is in good hands, man. This entire package are the best tools for the job, man. Once again, I want to thank Manscaped for their generosity. That is manscaped.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout. Not only for the free shipping, man, but 20% off your entire purchase. And I want to thank them for supporting the podcast. Smooth it out, fellas, with Manscaped. Your balls will absolutely thank you. Thank you, guys, for all your support. Go check them out, man. Everything that you do as far as checking these sponsors out, man, you're helping me out because it shows companies like Manscaped, hey, Off the Script is the place to be. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair. She looked ridiculous tonight, man. She is just as ridiculous as Rhea Ripley. I can't stand either of these women at all. I can't. I think they're both cringe. I think this entire program feels absolutely forced beyond belief. Nothing about it is exciting. Nothing about it is genuine. I don't care. How can I care? There's two things. How can I care? First of all, about Charlotte Flair, number one. How can I care about Rhea Ripley if WWE has taken her from NXT and she's deteriorated so much on Monday Night Raw? How? And then with Rhea Ripley, she's the Raw Women's Champion. I don't know what she is. Is she a heel? Is she a babyface? I don't know. I don't know at all. Rhea Ripley has been booked into oblivion, man. She does not look or feel the same compared to what she was in with NXT. It is awful. Charlotte Flair, every chance you look at her, she's in a fucking championship program. She even predicted tonight that her and Rhea Ripley were going to steal the show. No, they didn't. This actually was one of the worst matches of the entire night. The worst match goes to Alexa and Shayna. But this, as far as wrestling matches are concerned, this was the worst match on the entire night. Nobody gives a shit about either one of these women. The women's division on Raw is absolutely worthless in every sense of the word. Worthless. Something needs to be done quick. Eva Marie is not the answer. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say. Eva Marie is not the answer. Something more needs to be done. Merge the goddamn divisions, man. You don't need two women's championships. You don't. If you merge the divisions, I think everything would be a lot better off for it. There'd be more opportunity. There'd be more competition. But instead, WWE opts to give us the same old shit every single fucking week. Guarantee you will see some mix of fucking Rhea Ripley and Charlotte with Nikki Cross and Asuka tomorrow on Raw. Guarantee it. This match was terrible. I don't know what it is about these two. I praised their match at WrestleMania last year. I did. This year, don't know what happened, man. It's like both women regressed. It's like both women got worse. Flair and Ripley did not have a good match. And Rhea Ripley retains the title after she got intentionally disqualified. Yes, a babyface, folks. A so-called babyface. Intentionally got disqualified. Before the bell, the referee held the belt up in the air. Flair grabbed it. She then threw it at Ripley and knocked her down with the forearm. So, I know who one heel is in this match. Flair rolled up Ripley quick to start the match with a near fall. Ripley briefly took over. Flair pulled her off the top rope as Ripley climbed to the top. Flair slowed the pace down with a Randy Orton-esque chinlock. It's exactly what I want to see from two women that are as exciting as watching Monday Night Raw on Monday. Ripley fought back. Flair knocked her back down, so there goes that babyface comeback. or so I think is a babyface comeback. Ripley reversed a suplex attempt, but Flair pushed her into the corner. Flair sent Ripley to the floor, booted her in the face into the barricade. Flair made several pin attempts here. She then targeted Ripley's knee. Ripley fought back. Flair gained control again by obviously going after and targeting the knee, setting up for the figure eight. Ripley then made a comeback, hit a series of clotheslines. Ripley then took it to Flair with a headbutt and a super kick to follow. Flair fought back, tied up Ripley's leg in the ropes. Ripley recovered and hit a nice-looking missile drop kick for a 2. Flair then sent Ripley into the turnbuckle, hit natural selection for a near fall. She then went to go do her atrocious-looking moonsault, but now WWE knows the moonsault is so bad, or Charlotte knows the moonsault is so bad that she now just does the moonsault, flips through it, and does the same thing Andrade, her fiance, used to do, missing the moonsault, rolling through, and then doing a standing moonsault, which looks even less impressive than when Andrade does it because Charlotte does everything just half-assed. Everything Charlotte does looks awful. That's just my honest opinion, man. Charlotte doesn't do moonsaults correctly. There's no impact on Charlotte's moonsault. Not off the top, not off the apron, not in the ring, standing. I don't care. But then the geeks will cry, oh, she's a superior athlete. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I get more impact out of me chewing my fucking shredded wheat in the morning. Dry. So she did the Andrade moonsault. Andrade seems to be teaching her well, I guess. If you're Andrade, if you're Charlotte Flair, it doesn't look well. So she hit the standing moonsault weakly for a near fall. Flair went for a figure 4 leg lock. Ripley used a small package to counter for a near fall. Ripley avoided a big boot by Charlotte. Flair hit a back elbow, another thing that she stole from her fiancé. Nice to know that Charlotte's moveset is now 40% Andrade's. Great. But I'm supposed to say Charlotte's great, right? Awesome. Flair climbed to the top rope again. Ripley cut her off at a superplex for a near fall. Then they started brawling in the middle of the ring, which looked terribly forced. They brawled in the middle of the ring. Flair took over with some chops. Ripley sent Flair into the turnbuckle, hit the riptide. This is where Rhea Ripley is Braun Strowman. Moo. Yeah, let me hit the riptide near the fucking ropes, as close to the ropes that I could hit the fucking move and make a goddamn cover. Are you fucking stupid? Who produces this shit? If you're the champion, I don't believe. This is what pisses me off about pro wrestling. Like, if you're a fucking producer and you're producing a match like this, she hit the riptide, but Flair got the foot on the rope. If you're a producer in this match, for this match, and you're booking a sequence like that for said champion to hit their move, their finishing move of all fucking moves, near the rope, why do you think that's a good idea? Don't you think the champion looks like a fucking idiot? Oh, let me hit the riptide near the rope. Let me go for the cover. I think I'm going to win the match. Jesus fucking Christ, man. How anybody doesn't see this shit? Really? You must have a half a fucking brain. She hits the riptide. Flair got her foot on the rope. Then Flair rolls to the floor. Ripley went after her. Flair drop kicked the knee or the leg and then sent Ripley into the steps. Flair then got Ripley in the ring. Got the figure 4 leg lock on Ripley, but they rolled to the floor. Ripley then all of a sudden, out of desperation, she grabs the top portion of the announce desk. You know, that little part of the announce desk that has the logo of said pay-per-view or the logo of said show? That little thin plastic piece on the top of the desk. She takes that and she hits Charlotte with it to cause a DQ and retain the title. I thought Rhea Ripley was a babyface. Or at least that's what WWE wants you to believe. Seems like Rhea Ripley is floating down Heels Creek if you ask me. That was a very heel move. What type of ending was this, Bruce? Huh? What am I watching here? I'm supposed to be watching a babyface in Rhea Ripley that you fucking buried. I don't give a fuck if she's Raw Women's Champion. She looks like complete shit. She sounds like shit. She looks like shit. She's as uninteresting as fucking plain Rice Krispies. I love Rice Krispies. There's no fucking taste. There's no taste. Or plain shredded wheat. Rhea Ripley is as fucking boring and plain as regular shredded wheat without the goddamn frosting. And the reason why I'm talking cereal is because I recently got partnered with a fucking cereal brand that you guys are going to be seeing in the next couple of weeks, man. Delicious. Delicious. But Rhea Ripley is as boring as plain shredded wheat. Who thought this ending was good? Rhea Ripley's supposed to be a babyface, but she's not, because she used a heel tactic to win this match. Is she compensating for her lack of fucking intelligence? Is she compensating for her stupidity in this match? I hit my finishing move near the fucking ropes. Charlotte Flair might as well have been part of the fucking ring ropes at that point. Made the cover anyway. Instead of pulling her into the middle of the ring and making the cover. Then she realizes, I fucked up. Let me use the top of the table because I can't beat this bitch. Gets herself DQ'd. No, but this is a good ending though, right? I don't know whether I should cheer or boo Rhea Ripley. Is she a babyface or is she a heel? Charlotte Flair, I couldn't give one iota of a fuck about. But if you got two heels in this thing, I already don't give a shit about either one of them. But if you got two heels in this thing, why am I going to care about either one of them? This ending fucking sucked. Not only does it expose the fact that WWE is just so afraid of pinning Charlotte Flair clean in the middle of the ring, couldn't even give Rhea Ripley that fucking favor after she lost the goddamn NXT Championship to Charlotte last year, which derailed her entire career, still, up until this point. And if you don't believe me, you're a complete fucking idiot. She hasn't been the same since losing that championship. At all. Rhea Ripley couldn't beat Charlotte Flair tonight, which, if WWE wanted to solidify her as something decent on the main roster, they could have done that. WWE is doing Rhea Ripley no favors. Seems like they're protecting Charlotte at all costs because they know they don't have any other fucking women on the show to even challenge Rhea Ripley, which, again, goes back to my earlier point. What are we doing with the women's divisions? You are now biding time because you have no women on the roster. So now we have to sit through yet another Rhea Ripley and Charlotte feud in a match. Who do you want to see win? I don't think anybody fucking cares at this point. I honestly think everybody, the majority of the people, are in the boat of, can we move the fuck on from this shit and get some new blood in this goddamn division? You're right back in the same boat that I mentioned before. There's no women on the roster. Now we're forced to watch another match between these two because there's nobody else. Either that, or WWE didn't want to pull the trigger on an obvious Charlotte win, and they'd rather save it for fans. Which at that point, I don't know what good that's going to do. Charlotte is already hated for all the fucking wrong reasons. She's legitimately got get off my TV heat. Change the channel heat. So having her win in front of fans when fans return, I don't know how well that's going to go over WWE. You're going to listen to that and think, oh, she's a heel, she's getting booed. But it's not being booed for the right reasons. All the while, you're burying Rhea Ripley again, and Rhea Ripley can now remain in a situation where she hasn't gotten the big one over Charlotte Flair. What exactly are we doing there? They've already booked Rhea Ripley into oblivion. Rhea Ripley should have never won the championship at WrestleMania. This is what I was saying earlier, back in the year. Everybody was like, we got no other choice. We have no other match to book. Yes, you do. Don't book the fucking match. Now look at what you've done. She's got the championship. The only way for her to go is down. Who's she going to lose it to? She's going to lose it to Charlotte. So now by default, you already had her lose the NXT Championship last year. Now you're going to have the same woman who beat her for the NXT title take the Raw title from her. And then what? Now her career is really fucking derailed. But I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. Instead of holding off on Rhea Ripley and having Charlotte beat Asuka at some point, whether it was at WrestleMania or after WrestleMania, you could have Charlotte beat Asuka and Rhea Ripley come up as a babyface, not this in-between, I don't know what the fuck she is bullshit, and beat Charlotte at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's Championship. But I don't know anything because I'm a basement-dwelling virgin, says the Geeks Online. Take that and shove it up your fucking pee hole. Shit sucks. Rhea Ripley sucks. Charlotte sucks. This feud sucks. Raw sucks. The women's division sucks. Fucking shit is garbage. Rhea Ripley retains. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a shit. Fix your goddamn fucking women's division. But yet here we are. You're pushing Eva Marie, winning matches, and she don't even throw a fucking punch. She don't even lift a pinky. And here we are. This is the women's division. Moving backwards. The de-evolution of women's wrestling in WWE. Great job there, Bruce. Great job. Nice to know Johnny Laurinaitis, people power, is tickling your balls. Because at that point, you were looking for people to back you up. Women's wrestling don't sell. Women's wrestling sucks. Ha, 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 ha. Now you got somebody that's fucking married to the Bella Twins' fucking mother who hates women's wrestling just as much as you do. Great. Great. It's nice to know. I can't wait to see the Bella Twins come back and even further fucking just kill women's wrestling. What a conflict of interest that is, right? Johnny Laurinaitis, the head of talent relations, bringing in his fucking family. That's great. That's great. Unbelievable. What is going to happen there? Huh? What a fucking shit show. Rhea Ripley retains the title. At this point, burn it. Don't care. After the match, Ripley and Flair continue to force a brawl. Ripley got the advantage after the riptide. Ripley then demanded the referee to announce that she's still the champion. Another heel move. Demand! She demanded to be announced as the Raw Women's Champion. That's a heel move. What is she, Bruce? It's the lamest fucking heel turn in history, if that's the case. Ripley was walking up the ramp. She was yelling at Charlotte. You're learning. She was saying, you're learning, bitch, Charlotte. And then Rhea Ripley was calling Charlotte. Get this, folks. If you need any more of an exclamation point as to how cringe Rhea Ripley is, she was calling Charlotte Flair Queenie. Man, oh man. Charlotte, listen. Get the fuck out of this program. Ripley, listen, I gotta tell you something, honey. Put down the Sum 41 records. Put down the Blink 182 records. I'm gonna hand you some fucking Swedish death metal, man. Seriously. We need Rhea Ripley to be Rhea Ripley again, man. Let me hand you some Crown. Let me hand you some Malevolent Creation. How about some Cryptopsy? I got Dying Fetus. You want some Dying Fetus? Let me throw some fucking death metal at you, man. Let's call Aleister Black up so he can give you some fucking proper heavy metal to listen to. What the fuck are you? Rhea Ripley's like fucking load and reload era Metallica. She's literally load and reload era Metallica. That's exactly what she is. Trash. Trash. Where's the kill 'em all? Ride the lightning, Rhea Ripley. Where? Where? Unreal. Unfucking real, man. Seriously. Half of the bands I mentioned, you don't even fucking know. Go listen to them. I know my shit, man. God. Awful. Awful. Got 2,200 people watching me, man. 2,200 people watch me act like a fucking lunatic, man. But it's all true. It is all true. I may be animated and I might not be everybody's cup of tea, man. But listen, this is true. This is all true. Imagine Rhea Ripley, man. She was legit. My favorite Metallica song of all time is The Four Horsemen. Okay? My favorite Metallica album is Ride the Lightning. That was Rhea Ripley in NXT. Imagine getting that, and then all of a sudden you get Rhea Ripley on the main roster, and then she's delivering the hits like fucking, I don't know, King Nothing, Devil's Dance, Give Me Fuel, Give Me Fire, Give Me That Which I Desire. Are you fucking serious? Oh my God. Awful. Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. Hell in a Cell match for the WWE Championship. This was the main event of the show. This was actually very, very good. I was pleasantly surprised at how good this match was. I thought after the first 10 minutes, we didn't really get that type of excitement. I think everybody's kind of just dying off as far as the Drew McIntyre push and Bobby Lashley being the WWE champion. You know, they got some big fucking problems. WWE's got some big fucking problems no matter what they do. As far as the conclusion of this match, they got big, big problems. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But the first 10 minutes of this match, I didn't care. I wasn't heavily invested. And then all of a sudden, because mostly, believe it or not, Drew McIntyre dominated the first 60% of this match. And I'm like, oh, God. Are they really going to give McIntyre a big victory, looking dominant? Lashley makes a big comeback, and then Drew beats him in the end. So that's over-dominance of Drew McIntyre kind of took me out of the match. It wasn't even at all. It was very lopsided. Then all of a sudden, Bobby Lashley came back. Things got a little bit more heated, a little bit more intense when he finally got back into the match. So they had a brief stare down, and Lashley jumped out of the ring. He tried to pull something from out underneath the ring. McIntyre cut him off, sent Lashley into the cage, and then the ring post, McIntyre grabbed stairs. Lashley cut him off. He then sent McIntyre into the side of the cage. McIntyre quickly bounced back, recovered, gave Lashley a fucking nasty looking suplex into the side of the cell. Landed right on his neck and right on his head. I thought he was out of it completely after that early move. McIntyre then hit Lashley with the steps. He attempted the Future Shock DDT. Lashley broke free. McIntyre then gave Lashley a huge belly-to-belly suplex release across the ring. Kendo sticks were brought in. They were used on Lashley. And McIntyre set up a table against the cell, which would come into play later on in the match. MVP passed Lashley as cane through the cell, and Lashley used it to gain control. And MVP also came into play later on in the match as well. But he was assisting Bobby Lashley on the outside by sticking the kendo stick through the cell holes and trapping Drew McIntyre into the corner. Lashley tried to give McIntyre a suplex on the stairs into the ring post. McIntyre fought back, hit white noise on the stairs. McIntyre then set up a second table. He then tried to suplex Lashley off the stairs onto the table. Lashley fought back, sent McIntyre into the cell. McIntyre bounced off the cell and then came back off the cell and hit Lashley with a clothesline. McIntyre dropped Lashley face first onto a chair, which looked terrible. Bobby Lashley does not know how to take a bump face first, man. He doesn't. He reminds me of Kane when Kane used to take bumps. He never used to take face first bumps correctly. They look terrible. Why even bother? So the face first shot on the chair looked ridiculous. McIntyre jumped off the top rope. Lashley caught him, got him in the hurt lock. McIntyre broke free, hit a spine buster and a sit-out powerbomb, which looked nice. McIntyre knocked Lashley out of the ring, hit him with the stairs. Lashley blocked the stairs and rammed them into McIntyre's head repeatedly. Lashley then viciously, this is where it got intense, beat down McIntyre, grabbed the kendo stick. Lashley and MVP used the kendo stick trap on McIntyre in the corner, so he was lodged in the corner of the cell. And Bobby Lashley was going to town. Absolutely beating the shit out of Drew McIntyre. He then dropped McIntyre face first onto an open chair. Lashley beat down McIntyre with the kendo stick so badly that he gave him vicious lacerations on the back, man. It legitimately looked like he was whipped. Hung up and whipped for his crimes, man. Awful. Gotta give McIntyre some credit. That shit is gonna fucking suck tomorrow morning, man. So, he fought back. McIntyre did. He grabbed the chair. Lashley poked him in the eye to stop him. McIntyre swung the chair that he had. Lashley pushed him into the referee. The referee took a bump. He was knocked out. We got a no DQ match, and the referee's taking a fucking bump. Why? But there's another referee on the outside. The original referee should have immediately came in, locked himself in the cage, and we would have been all right, off to the races. But WWE's got to add some fuckery in here. So McIntyre demanded the outside referee to get into the ring after he had a future shock DDT on Bobby Lashley. No referee to count. Maybe you should have did that before you hit the fucking DDT, clown. McIntyre demanded the referee to get into the ring on the outside. Lashley went for the hurt lock, but McIntyre broke free. McIntyre hit the Claymore. MVP. He was in the cage with the referee. So the referee locked himself in the cage with MVP. I don't know what the fuck was going on here. The original referee got knocked out. The other referee on the outside brought himself into the ring. MVP thought he could weasel himself into this thing. So he was in the cage. And then the referee, I guess not knowing that MVP was in the ring, or maybe he did, locked himself in the cage with MVP in the cage. So now this is presumably a handicap match against Drew McIntyre. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, MVP is trying to escape. The cage was locked. McIntyre beat MVP around ringside. He threw him into the apron. He threw him into the steel post. He brought him in the ring, hit a Claymore on him. I guess his knee is feeling all right. I remember him being hurt. He had a knee issue. I guess he's all right that he's taking Claymore kicks. MVP rolled to the floor, but McIntyre went after him. Lashley got the hurt lock on McIntyre on the floor. McIntyre broke free of the hurt lock by backing Lashley into that one table that was set up earlier in their match in the corner. McIntyre rolled Lashley back in the ring, beat him in the back with a steel chair. Lashley avoided the Claymore and chokeslammed McIntyre off of the ring apron through the other table that he had set up in the beginning of the match. Lashley then attempted a spear. McIntyre moved. Lashley hit the ring post off the spear. Lashley was about to lose this thing. McIntyre used a backslide. Lashley kicked out at 2. He followed up with a future shock DDT. McIntyre was about to win the title. He set up for the Claymore. MVP grabbed his leg. MVP then went to the outside with McIntyre. McIntyre grabbed him. Lashley rolled him up for the win, back in the ring, and that was pretty much it. So after MVP grabbed his leg, McIntyre went for MVP. Lashley brought him back into the ring and rolled him up. 1, 2, 3, Bobby Lashley retains the WWE Championship. Lashley and MVP then celebrated on the ramp as they retain the WWE Championship as the pay-per-view comes to a close. No Lesnar, no Cena, no special surprise. All but confirmed that Roman Reigns requested the night off because it's Father's Day. Drew McIntyre, I don't know what they're going to do as far as this outcome because clearly the referee made a mistake. But McIntyre asked for this match. McIntyre willingly wanted this match and knew full and well what the rules of this match entailed. There's nobody to blame but Drew McIntyre. Doesn't matter. Whatever happened in the ring with MVP being in the ring is all legal. You asked for it, and now you got nothing. No more championship matches for Drew McIntyre. What he does at SummerSlam, I don't know. I don't know. They may actually do Mahal and Drew McIntyre in a singles match without the championship. I don't give a fuck. Nobody gave a shit about Drew McIntyre going into this thing, and they'll care even less if it's a match against Jinder Mahal at SummerSlam. He could absolutely get another championship match after lobbying to management about what had happened. Management could look at it as he got fucked over. Maybe the referee made a mistake. Referee should have been a little bit more aware of what was going on, being that MVP was locked in the cage. We may be looking at another fucking match. I have no idea. I have no idea. Maybe WWE's thing was, let's do a fuck finish and get McIntyre and Lashley again at Hell in a Cell, at Money in the Bank, coming out of Hell in a Cell, and then he wins the title in front of fans. I don't know. I have no idea. I hope that's not the case. Maybe Drew McIntyre's chance at the WWE Championship is by him winning Money in the Bank. He's got no chance against Lashley, and if he can't get another title shot, maybe Drew McIntyre wins Money in the Bank. And he gets the title through that little stipulation. Doesn't matter. He's got a championship opportunity against whomever the champion is. Pretty much wipes his fucking situation clean now, doesn't it? He could win Money in the Bank. Those are just some of the ideas that they could do with Drew McIntyre. Now, if Bobby Lashley is not going to be doing anything with Drew McIntyre, we got a serious issue. We got a serious issue on Monday Night Raw, folks. Who exactly on Monday Night Raw do you look at as being a credible babyface to challenge Bobby Lashley for the WWE title? I can't think of one. Does Brock Lesnar come back, and do we get Lesnar against Lashley for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam? You know he's coming back. You know he will be at SummerSlam. All these reports, oh, Lesnar's not coming back. Oh, there's no plans for Lesnar. Oh, Lesnar doesn't have any merchandise. This is the new one I heard today. Oh, Lesnar doesn't have any merchandise planned to go up on shop. What? Now we're basing his involvement in SummerSlam off of fucking merchandise because he doesn't have any new shirts? The guy was moved from the alumni section to the WWE roster section on Raw. He's coming back. Why would WWE release new t-shirts for Brock Lesnar if he hasn't been on TV since last WrestleMania? Wouldn't that ruin his surprise? Wouldn't that ruin his return? Can't release new merchandise for him until he actually shows up. What a dumb fucking report. Why would WWE do that? Why would they have SummerSlam in a stadium that fills 60,000 seats if they're not going to be bringing back Brock Lesnar? Doesn't make any sense to me. Does Lesnar and Lashley happen at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship? I hope to God not. Not for the title anyway. I'll take it without the title on the line. It doesn't need the championship. You do not. And I know there are geeks in the community, in the chat, watching streams all across YouTube tonight in regards to the show. Listen, if you want Brock Lesnar as WWE champion again, you either A, are mentally dumb, or B, you want to see the product suffer even more so with Lesnar back. Haven't we been through that same old song and dance with Brock Lesnar? Why does he need a WWE championship? What is going to happen with Lesnar as champion? Lesnar's mystique is not the same as it is. You want to give him the title only to go back and sit home? Because you know he's not showing up until the Survivor Series again. And then after that, the Royal Rumble. And then after that, WrestleMania. It's like a vicious fucking cycle with you people. Do you want Lesnar as the WWE champion? I know I don't. I want my WWE champion on TV every fucking week. Lesnar and Lashley for the title is a terrible idea. Terrible. Give it to me without the championship. It doesn't need championships for it to happen, okay? The other thing is, Kofi Kingston's been involved with this MVP Bobby Lashley drama going on. Is WWE really setting us up for a Kofi Mania at SummerSlam? Are they that terrible? Are they that stupid to go and do another Kofi Mania? There is absolutely, you may be maybe 6 years old, 7 years old. You got to be with a child's mentality if you want Kofi Kingston as the WWE champion again. We are so past Kofi Kingston as WWE champion. But you know what? There's no other fucking babyface on television that WWE's portrayed in the title picture. The only other one has been Kofi Kingston. That would be awful. Maybe we get Kofi and Lashley. Maybe we get Kofi, Lesnar, and Lashley. I don't know what WWE's mindset is. I don't. But Kofi Kingston and Bobby Lashley for the WWE title is fucking boring. That sucks. You don't want that. And if you do, get the fuck out of my chat, please. The other thing is, and I pitched this weeks ago. What if WWE's bringing Daniel Bryan back? And Daniel Bryan gets brought to Monday Night Raw. You know, if he does sign with the WWE and does come back to the company, it will be on a part-time basis. It's going to be probably the same dates that he worked the last contract, but probably a little bit less, more than likely. He's clearly not going back to SmackDown because Roman Reigns exiled him from SmackDown. So the only place he could go is Monday Night Raw. What if Daniel Bryan comes back, he beats Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship, and like I said, we get somebody like an Adam Cole brought up to the main roster. Then you get an AJ Styles mixed in. Then you get a Finn Balor mixed in. Then you get a Karrion Kross mixed in. A Drew McIntyre mixed in. You got a damn good fucking main event scene. Keith Lee, where's Keith Lee? I don't know. Get Keith Lee back. You can put him in the main event scene. WWE, look at these names I'm giving you on Monday night in the main event scene for the WWE Championship. Can you imagine? Look at WWE's main event scene right now. Bobby Lashley's your champion. There's legitimately no fucking contenders for Bobby Lashley in the WWE title outside of Kofi fucking Kingston. If you bring Daniel Bryan back, and if Daniel Bryan wrestle Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam, win the WWE Championship, kind of erase everything that Roman Reigns kind of said about him, have Daniel Bryan hold the title. It doesn't even have to be for a fucking 6-month reign, 12-month reign. Doesn't have to do it a couple weeks, a month, 2 months. Get Adam Cole ready in prime, put him on the main roster. Adam Cole versus Daniel Bryan in your main event on Monday Night Raw. Motherfucker, take my debit card and max the fucker out. You fucking kidding me? No, but you guys want Kofi fucking Kingston in your WWE title picture. Oh, man. I'm glad you guys, you fucking incels, are not booking this goddamn fucking show, man. Give me a break. There's nothing left. There's nothing left for Bobby Lashley, man. Kofi Kingston's it. Daniel Bryan, Drew McIntyre, Kofi Kingston, Brock Lesnar, take your pick. It's got to be something that makes sense, something big enough to sell SummerSlam. If you want SummerSlam to be fleshed out as the best card it could possibly be, I don't know if Lashley taking the title into SummerSlam and going up against Kofi or Drew McIntyre is the right choice. Take the title off Lashley, put it on somebody else, and give me Lashley versus Lesnar. People will pay to see that match live. This pay-per-view was okay. Hell in a Cell means fucking zero in modern day WWE, in the current WWE. Get rid of the gimmick pay-per-views. Money in the Bank, get rid of it. TLC, get rid of it. Hell in a Cell, get rid of it. I spoke about this on the podcast on Saturday. Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. Get rid of Hell in a Cell. Get rid of TLC. Give me a King of the Ring tournament in the middle of the summer that bridges WrestleMania and SummerSlam. It'll give every fucking show that month meaning. Meanwhile, you get a fucking main event for WrestleMania, or a main event rather for SummerSlam out of the tournament. And the basis of the tournament. I don't understand why we're doing Hell in a Cell and Money in the Bank. These are, and WWE don't even have fun with this shit. These matches don't mean shit. There's no blood. There's no feud. There's no build. They just throw names in a cell because it's got to fucking have a gimmick match on a show. Money in the Bank, I hope that they do qualifying matches and they mean something starting tomorrow, but I don't know. Some years WWE does qualifiers, some years they don't. How do you put people in Money in the Bank? Then they end up putting people that don't deserve a plate of catering in fucking Money in the Bank. They need some serious fucking... They need some help. This product needs some fucking help, man. Seriously. This show was all right, but these gimmick pay-per-views have got to be put to rest. Thank you guys very much for joining me. I appreciate all of you guys very, very much. Hit that thumbs up if you guys enjoyed, man. We are almost at 1,200 likes. Can we try for 1,300? Can we try for 1,300 likes on the live stream tonight for the podcast? Let's try for that, man. Appreciate you guys very much. We're going to go over the super chats. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. If you guys enjoyed the show up until this point, give me that beer emoji in the chat. Go check out all the other content that you might have missed. And go check out Manscaped, man. Manscaped.com. Use code SCRIPTS at checkout for 20% off and free shipping. Let's get to these super chats, man. I gotta get into my YouTube settings because they fucked up the super chats. Mods. My mods in the chat, man. I'm very curious, man. How was the trolling tonight, man? There was barely any trolling tonight, right? There was barely any trolling tonight, man. I think we found ways to limit the trolling. Seems like Edgar Estrada and Hooligrim and Rage and Daryl and Hoot Media had an easy night tonight. You guys sat VIP with no stress tonight. It's great. It's great, man. Anyway, start at the top, man. Sunny Impact with a $5 super chat. Man, that KOD on the ladder looked painful. It did. That was awesome. Also, won't be surprised if Cardi B performs Belair's theme at SummerSlam. More cringe. I could absolutely see that. But they'll probably have her do whatever that horrible single is that she has, the main theme of SummerSlam. Cardi B is a talentless hack. Seriously. You know, I was talking about this with a couple people. You know, WWE used this Aussie theme song tonight for the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. It's a year old. That song is a year old. Looked it up on YouTube. Not really all that good. Ozzy is, 30 years past his prime. If WWE has a King of the Ring tournament, all they need to do, I have the perfect theme song for King of the Ring, man. Take the Crown by Alter Bridge. Look it up. Perfect song for King of the Ring. Fits it beautifully, man. Miles singing over King of the Ring. Gotta love it. Sunny Impact, thank you for $5, man. I appreciate you. Tan May with a Australian $2.99 super chat. You're the GOAT of the IWC. You better believe it, brother. You better believe it. Lauren Hutton with $25 in super chat. Are we getting Lashley and Lesnar at SummerSlam? I don't know. We could, but if we do, it doesn't need the WWE title. WWE is planning on making Charlotte defeat Rick's record. Yes, this has been in effect for many years already. And why is WWE advertising an Orton heel turn? Isn't he a tweener heel already? I didn't watch the show, just caught the highlights. I think he is, but if he's paired with Matt Riddle, I think he's going to be a babyface. When we get back to live audiences, Randy Orton's going to be a babyface just by associating with Matt Riddle. Loved all your content this week. What is your favorite Hell in a Cell matches ever? And what's the best Hell in a Cell pay-per-view you watched so far? Drinks. Best Hell in a Cell match ever is probably the Mick Foley Undertaker match and the HBK Undertaker match, the first ever one. I don't have a particular good Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. None of them really stand out to me, man. They don't. But as far as matches go, HBK Undertaker and then Undertaker Mick Foley. Michelle Moran with a $5 super chat. Hello, JD. Another C-level show. Only good matches were Seth, Cesaro, and Drew Lashley, minus the ending. To think Rey and Roman were booted off this pay-per-view for this. Yeah, it's pretty much confirmed that Roman wanted to sit home with his family on Father's Day. Jacob Donnelly with a $10 super chat. This show did nothing to leave me excited about the current stars of WWE. Feels like we get into SummerSlam, we're waiting for Lesnar, Cena, Edge to come back, and that sucks. You know, it pisses me off, man. It really does piss me off that a lot of the geeks in the community, they're all waiting and getting excited for these huge stars to come back. But what have you done in the time all of these people have been off television? What have you done to build new stars? You haven't given any effort to anybody to create a new star, man. In fact, I'm the only person that's probably thinking that. That's the fucking problem. You're waiting for all these big names to come back, but at the same time, you've done nothing to enhance your product by building the stars that you got on the roster now. Not one bit. Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate you, brother. DX Tricksters with a UK $5 super chat. This pay-per-view made me feel like I was literally going through hell. What was the point of this pay-per-view? There was no point of it at all, Tricksters. None. Marcus Thomas with a $5 super chat. Hell in a Cell 2019. I canceled my WWE Network and became JDOTS. My favorite rant about WWE. JD reviews are better than the WWE product. Marcus, cheers to you, brother. Cheers to you, brother. Raging Girl Gamer with a $19.99 super chat. I hate roll-up finishers. I hate fruit roll-ups. I hate roll-up finishers too, Rage. Only once in a blue does it make sense, man, to give you that shock factor, that unpredictability factor, like you're not expecting it. Like the roll-up that Cesaro and Seth had tonight. I like that because it shows that Seth Rollins is always thinking ahead. That roll-up coming out of whatever he was planning to do, whether it was the swing or the sharpshooter, that was a smart move because that shows how smart Seth is and shows me as a fan that he knows Cesaro very well. And he did his work. Thank you for the $19.99. I appreciate you very much. Davey Thompson with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, I'm back in the venue. Anyway, what's the next pay-per-view? Tables, ladders, and kendo sticks. Might as well be. The amount of kendo sticks seen tonight in both of these cell matches was more than the last 3-4 Extreme Rules pay-per-views. Majin with a $5 super chat. I hate to say it, but that finish with McIntyre, he clearly is winning money in the bank. I said it, man. McIntyre could be on his way to winning money in the bank, and that's how he gets his match with Lashley. But at that point, believe it or not, with fans coming back, man, they got to be very careful. You gave us a stipulate. WWE may have sealed McIntyre's fate, man. He may have no choice but to turn heel. He's already stated, or the stipulation was, that if he loses, he gets no more championship matches as long as Lashley is champion. And now WWE is quickly, with a Money in the Bank possibility with him winning it, erasing that stipulation. Fans are not going to be pleased with that at all. They have pushed McIntyre so hard in the main event scene. Not because they want to. I think it's because they have no other choice. And the fact that they have no fans, you know, it gives them the opportunity to do that as well because they got nobody bitching and complaining. All they have is the ratings going down the toilet. But if fans catch wind of this, man, first glimpse of this, in one of those few weeks with fans back, they're going to shit all over Drew McIntyre. Guarantee it. Tricksters with a $5 UK super chat. Shayna has officially replaced Humberto. Korea. With the letter L in the alphabet. Shayna, rest in peace. You will be missed. I will not be surprised if she gets fired soon. She may be praying for her fucking termination at this point, man. Tricksters, thank you, bro. Davey Thompson with a $2 super chat. Hell in a Cell, more like tantrum in a crib. Giovanni Johnson with a $4.99 super chat. Always a good way to end the weekend with a pay-per-view with your honest reviews. Appreciate you, Giovanni. Cheers to you, brother. Brett Seibenhaar with a $2 super chat. You are the best. When is the new CNC season? It's funny you ask, bro. Big Hodge and I are coming together next week. He's been a very busy man, and him and I will be collaborating very soon on more CNC content, man. We're going to be filming trailers, hype videos, getting you guys ready. Coming up with ideas, going to be shot differently. New season is going to be lit, believe me. And we may be doing something for that Dynamite show as well, coming to Arthur Ashe Stadium, which is literally only like a 7-minute drive away from where I am right now. So, we may be doing that, man. We may have some special guests on the show. I am Crush NC with a $5 super chat. Brutal match with an awful finish. Couldn't help but have one last finish in the Thunderdome that would have been booed out of the venue with live crowds. I don't know which match you're talking about. Whether it's Ripley and Charlotte or Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre, man. Or it might be Alexa Bliss and Shayna Baszler. Take your choice, man. Pick your poison. Thank you, Crush. Appreciate the $5, man. Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. How will Money in the Bank work when both world champs are gods? Roman is a god. Lashley is not. There's somebody that's losing their world title. There's definitely a Bobby Lashley over a Roman Reigns. Felix Brown, $5 super chat. He says, Dana equals catering. Cheers to you, brother. Factual information. Kai T with a $4.99 super chat. Counting the pre-show, you think they realized they booked more women's matches than men's matches tonight? They did the same thing on Raw, and it was fucking awful. Because none of it is interesting. I don't know what their agendas are anymore, man. I don't. Kai, thank you for the $4.99. Reese, this guy, man. Reese always coming through every live stream. He's got a $9.99 and a $14.99 super chat. 25 big ones, man. JD, I watched Off the Script yesterday, and I was wondering how many pay-per-views would you have? What months would they take place? And is TLC the only gimmick pay-per-view you keep? No. I would take whatever I talked about on Saturday. I would include a very old school pay-per-view. Bring back maybe like an Armageddon. Bring a Halloween Havoc. Put that in October. But pretty much, man, listen, if it was up to me, I'd only have 6. I would only have 6 major pay-per-views on the main roster. And I would have themed special events on Raw and SmackDown to kind of fill in the gaps. I would have the Dynamite model or AEW model. 4 pay-per-views, and every quarter you have one major, like Saturday night's main event. But you would do that on Monday Night Raw. TLC, I would get rid of every gimmick pay-per-view, every one of them. Money in the Bank goes back to WrestleMania. You give me a King of the Ring. You put Armageddon back in December. Or bring back Starrcade. You got the fucking rights to it. Bring back Starrcade. Put that. Bring back Clash of Champions or whatever the fuck they do. You could do that. That may be the only gimmick show that I do. I like that gimmick where all championships are on the line. Every match is a championship match. I don't know, man. You got multiple ways to go about it, but I explained the basis of everything in the podcast on Saturday. And then he says, Mr. No Days Off. You better fucking believe it, brother. Cheers to you, Reese. Appreciate you, man. Theo with a $9.99 super chat. JD, I hope your weekend was great, man. Happy Father's Day. I love seeing Bianca and Bayley's match. Great ending. But I definitely see Sasha coming back, winning the title, and having Sasha and Bayley at Mania. I could see it. Or maybe we get Io brought up at that point, and we get Io and Sasha. I don't trust them with Io, man. Also, Theo with a $4.99 super chat. Do you see Bryan getting a big match again at Mania? If so, who do you want to see it against? I'm not thinking about Bryan at Mania, man. I'm thinking about Bryan potentially against Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam if he does come back. If not, then we are more than likely looking at Drew McIntyre winning Money in the Bank. Hologram. $10 super chat. This pay-per-view needs to be abolished. Alexa Shayna match of the Night Goon. Been waiting for this review all week. Thank you to everyone for all your messages these last 8 weeks. I love you guys. OTS for life. Thank you, Hologram. Hopefully your mother is doing well, man. Thank you for holding down the fort in the live stream chat, which seems to be doing pretty well tonight, man. Kenley Pierre with a $4.99 super chat. I hear Bobby is considering Damian Priest, The Fiend, and Keith Lee. Damian Priest versus Bobby Lashley? No. The Fiend? No. Keith Lee? No. Keith Lee's been off television, man. Keith Lee, in the eyes of everybody, is a loser. I don't see WWE bringing him back in a main event WWE title win at SummerSlam. Maybe they do. Who the fuck knows? I don't see it. I think at this point, I think we're all over Keith Lee. Damian Priest versus Sheamus is the right match to do for the United States title. You can't move Priest up too fast. U.S. title first. The Fiend, he's dead. I don't know who that is anymore. Rio McLovin with a Canadian $5. OTS and JD had an amazing birthday today. Didn't do much with this pay-per-view. Bored me. Certain good matches, though. Happy birthday, Rio. Thank you for being in the venue, man. It's your birthday. Drinks are on me. Boxhead with a $5 super chat. What are chances WWE 50-50 books Rock Reigns for Survivor Series and WrestleMania? Would that hurt or help Roman's current push? Keep up the good shit, JD. Boxhead, Roman should not lose, period. He should not lose to The Rock, ever. Taking the title off of Roman is a fucking colossal, earth-shattering mistake. And thank you. Cheers to you, Boxhead. I appreciate you, bro. Theo. $9.99. I see Fiend coming back, taking his powers back from Alexa, then having a match against Roman at Survivor Series or Royal Rumble. No. Roman is not losing the title, and he's not losing the title especially to a fucking masked geek who got his costume at fucking Halloween's R Us, okay? Tony Brown with a $4.99 super chat. I also hate Peacock. Hard to log in, poor picture quality. I'm using a new 65-inch Samsung. Also, please be the end of McIntyre and Lashley. You're asking for it to end, Tony, but WWE and Bruce have other ideas, I'm sure. But yes, Peacock sucks the cock. I prefer WWE Network by itself. I haven't watched one fucking show on Peacock since I had to subscribe for the WWE Network. Theo with another super chat, man. Theo coming in big with these super chats. $4.99. I know it's way early, but do you have any interesting matches you want to see for Mania next year? If so, what matches do you want to see happen at Mania 38? Theo, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing tomorrow. too early to book WrestleMania matches, man. I have no idea. You're asking me to fantasy book WrestleMania, man. I hate fantasy matches because none of it includes current rosters. I would love to book current stars to become bigger stars by winning on the biggest stage. Keith Lee, Ricochet, Garza, Damian Priest, guys like that. Matt Riddle. I'm not here to fantasy book WrestleMania. Captain Solo with a $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. Do you think Dolph Ziggler will ever be relevant again and win a major singles title, or is that it for him? Ziggler is another talent wasted for years. No, Ziggler's not winning another world title, and he's very happy with where he is right now because he's making money. Lauren Hutton with a super chat, $2 super chat, and a $2 super chat. Did you hear Raw is advertising Bray Wyatt on 8/9? It's good for them. They should be advertising fucking NyQuil as well, because the show sucks. Mr. Cake, $5 super chat. Do you think they do Liv versus Bianca? That makes too much sense for Bruce. Someone relatable like Liv versus Bianca, who is an all-star athlete. That match has no interest from me as a fan whatsoever. Liv can barely get a win over Carmella, man. You want to book her in a match against Bianca? And why are we booking her in a match against Bianca? For the same reasons that Charlotte and Rhea Ripley have their shit going on. There's nobody else. I don't want to book matches because, by default, there's nobody else. There should be competition for said champion, and there's not. Captain Solo with a $2 super chat. Worst wrestler, Alexa or Eva Marie? Eva Marie by 1,000. Man of 1,000 holds with a $5 super chat. I've never seen a company who punishes their employees for actually doing their job. Vince needs to go. R.I.P. to NXT's versions of everyone. Triple H creates, Vince kills. Been saying it for years. I am Crush NC, $5 super chat. WWE. I was a casual fan, got back into WWE through Bray's new character. Disappointed in what WWE did with it. Been dead since Saudi. So sad. Bray may be still buried in Saudi Arabia, bro. We don't know. Goldberg left him for dead out in Saudi. Francis Loop with a $5 super chat. It's the AEW effect. Double or Nothing had a women's singles match for the pre-show. So Hell in a Cell had to put a singles women's match for the pre-show. Guys, you are using the AEW effect and embarrassing the shit out of it. No, that has absolutely nothing to do with it, Francis. Nothing at all. Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. Okay, who in WWE has a choking fetish? I'm pretty sure that'd be Bruce, Cake. I could see Bruce having multiple fetishes, man. I am Crush NC with a $5 super chat. Got ticks on a Thursday for AEW Charlotte. Found out it was Fight for the Fallen on Friday. Stoked for it. Hope WWE Creative gets better, Bruce. WWE, man, I'm not giving them any benefit of the doubt to get better because they don't deserve it. They need to earn our trust, which right now is long gone. Jericho 8131, $5 super chat. Imagine being Ronda Rousey, considering coming back and you see your best friend Shayna Baszler jobbing to Alexa Bliss. Ronda Rousey's about to give birth, bro. She don't give a fuck about anything but the child she's about to give birth to. Nobody cares. Tony Brown with a $4.99 super chat. Today's wrestling is cringe. I've been a fan since the 60s. But this stuff is cringe. JD, you rule, young man. Tony Brown. Bro, you are up there as one of the elder VIPs, man. You're a wise man. I don't know how many people your age are listening to the show, man, but I appreciate you very much. Today's wrestling is cringe. That couldn't be any more factual. Doesn't matter how old you are, man. Doesn't matter how anybody is when it comes to age. If you're listening to OTS, you're a fucking VIP, bro. You are the smartest in the industry, in the IWC. Reese with a $4.99 super chat. JD, would you do a Queen of the Ring? No. They can barely book their fucking women's divisions on a weekly basis. You want to give me a fucking Queen of the Ring? No, Reese. Zach JD is his name. $9.99 super chat. I'm a year behind WWE content, but not your content because your content makes me want to come back. You remind me weekly on your podcast that I've missed nothing by watching the current WWE product. Zach, this one's for you, brother. You know it, man. Theo with a $9.99 and a $4.99. Stupid Express. All aboard. Rather watch Braun run around the ring than watch Charlotte wrestle. I'd rather watch anything instead of Charlotte wrestling. Thank you, Theo. You've been quite generous this evening, man. Cheers to you, brother. Munchie Time, $4.99, just came into the stream on vacation and had no context when he said, shove it up your pee hole. Love the OTS family. Munchie Time, you know me, brother. Go back and rewind about 5 minutes to hear that epic Rhea Ripley rant. King Cigar, 94 with a $4.99 super chat. UK, I might be wrong, but I have a feeling Sami Zayn is going to win the Money in the Bank and probably lose the cash in to further his conspiracy storyline. That would be terrible. Sami Zayn should not be winning the Money in the Bank. Sami Zayn should be IC champion. Speaking of Sammys, I know he's not listening, but I gotta congratulate my boy Sami Callihan. He got engaged. He got engaged on Sunday afternoon, man. Jessica Havoc and Sami Callihan got engaged. She announced it on her Instagram page. Congratulations to both of them. Sami is a fine gentleman, man. He may be a sick son of a bitch, but every time I have had the pleasure of shaking his hand, he's always been very nice to me and everybody that I have introduced him. So congratulations to both of them. Nathan Hughes Connection with a $5 super chat. JD, been a fan of the show since 2016. My mom passed away last Saturday, so your shows have been a bright spot this week. Thank you for everything. Nathan, I'm very sorry to hear that, my brother. Everybody in the chat tonight, man, put up those prayer emojis for Nathan. Well wishes to Nathan as he's dealing with the loss of his mother, man. Shout out to you, brother. Glad I can help in any way that I can. Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. MVP looks like a genius. I can see Drew with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Yeah, MVP looks like a genius. The referee and Drew McIntyre look like blithering idiots. Indigo with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, much respect. Hell in a Cell was I was mainly watching the game. Alexa 100% Jack Bray's gimmick. Another awesome live stream. OTS 381 was fire. Thank you, Indigo. Always appreciate you, Indigo. Lauren Hutton with a $5 super chat. What about Lashley, Orton, Lashley Styles, Lashley Cena, Lashley Lee, Lashley Sheamus, Lashley Bryan, Lashley Rollins, Lashley Lesnar, Lashley Cole? No. Half of those matches I do not want to see. Half of those matches, some of those people are on SmackDown. None of those matches I want to see, Lauren. Nothing of those matches. Fourth Marine Sergeant Bull Fisher's Raider, USMC. Wonderful with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Marine. Thank you, brother. Sean Williams with a Canadian $27.99 super chat. Appreciate the podcast. Been watching since 2016. You're the only one that has IQ and applies it logically. Real recognizes real. Keep up the great work. Sean, thank you so much, brother. Cheers to you, man. Cheers to you on this evening. Ken Lee Pierre with a $4.99 super chat. JD, great job today. Mr. No Days Off. Maybe too harsh on Kofi. I will probably give him one more chance. Other than that, you're a beast. Thank you, Ken Lee. And no to Kofi Mania 2. Nobody wants to see it. Edgar Estrada with a $50 super chat. Yo! First, want to wish the man who gave us Jerry and all dads in the OTS fam a happy Father's Day. This show sounds terrible. I can't wrap my head around people defending WWE. Zayn pinned AJ with the Blue Thunder Bomb. Prayers, Mama Grimm. The best. JD from NY. Edgar. Always a VIP, brother. Always a VIP, man. Thank you so much. I gotta agree with Daryl in the chat, man. What's up, Daryl? It's one of our mods here. If nobody returns for SummerSlam, Roman versus Bobby Lashley championship unification match. I'm all for it. Merge the fucking brands, bro. Merge the brands. I love it. Thank you, Edgar, for the 50 bomb, bro. You're quite generous. Hula Grim with a $3 super chat. He's trolling like rage now. Alexa is a Hall of Famer. No geek. No. In WWE's eyes, probably. But no. Always entertaining TV with a $9.99 super chat. What's up, JD? I was watching a lot of your old reviews earlier, starting with Survivor Series 2016. I was crying of laughter. It's awesome to see how far you've come, man, for real. Always gotta evolve, bro. Can't stay stagnant like the rest of these geeks in the fucking community. Nobody puts any effort into their work. Nobody puts any effort into their brand. Everybody looks the same. Everybody sounds the same. Can't stand it, bro. I am Crush NC with a $5 super chat. Was talking about Lashley McIntyre, but the fact it was unclear is sad for the WWE product. Theo with a $9.99 super chat. I saw that they're doing Goldberg versus Bobby at Survivor Series. What a joke. Stupid match. What? Why would they do Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg at the Survivor Series? Where the fuck did you hear that? Russ Constantine with a $2 super chat. You inspire me to get better every day, JD. Thank you. Thank you, Russ. I hope I can have that effect on a lot of people, bro. But cheers to you, brother. I appreciate you. I am Crush NC with a 5 and a 5. $10 in super chat. Okay, I'm done now. Keep kicking ass, JD. I lied. Pat McAfee is the best thing on WWE TV. WrestleMania main event confirmed. I'm drunk. Maybe we gotta flag him in the venue, man. He's drunk. Somebody fucking cut him off. Cut him off! I am Crush NC. What are you drinking, bro? You getting drunk off fucking Yinglings? Come on, bro. Munchie time. $4.99 super chat. All hail the tribal chief. Good night to the OTS fam and the best in the IWC. May the cold beverages flow and everyone have a fantastic week. Thank you, Munchie time. Cheers to you, brother. And Paul Jackson. Listen, man, I hope that was fucking sarcastic. I don't know where he got that Goldberg Bobby Lashley fucking shit from. Theo, what are you smoking, bro? Do I gotta flag Theo too? Is he drunk? What are you drinking, bro? Did you steal the peanut butter whiskey from behind the bar? Paul Jackson with a $5 super chat. The other day, some geek on Twitter called me a dumbass because I said Eva Marie had no talent. Well, whoever called you a dumbass clearly has the IQ of a fucking tin can. Paul Jackson. I would not be bothered by that idiot's stupidity, man. He probably still has his mother buying his underwear for him and even wiping his ass after he goes shit. Justin Striplin. $9.99 super chat. I agree with you that there's no other serious babyfaces that should face Lashley for the title. WWE's creative team has either kept most of the babyfaces off TV, lose on TV, or put them in tag teams. Bro, the WWE just doesn't know how to book a babyface at all, period. They have none on Monday Night Raw, and when they do have one, they don't know how to book them. I.e., Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is all the example you need, bruh. Rhea Ripley is all the example you need about WWE booking babyfaces, man. And Edgar Estrada with a $10 super chat after the 50 bomb he dropped earlier. JD is greatness. Deal with it, geeks. JD, you're welcome, brother. Love you. Cheers. Cheers to you, brother. What a fucking stream tonight, man. Clearly number one in the community. 2,400 live watching from inside the venue. The drinks were flowing. Titus was serving up. Catering nice and hot. People were watching on the big screens. That beer fridge behind me's got to be restocked tomorrow morning. You guys sucked me dry, bruh. You wiped me clean. I got no more beer. Guys, I appreciate you very much, man. Thank you for everything. Thank you to everybody that super chatted. Thank you to everybody that hung out and listened to me rant, rave, complain, analyze. Thank you for putting up with my hijinks and my lunacy. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, man. We are 23 away from 1,300. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not done so. This is where you want to be, man. The venue. The OTS venue is where you want to be, man. Every single week we are live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for AEW, NXT, and Raw, respectively. Friday night for SmackDown, pay-per-views, and off the script every single week in the flagship show every Saturday at 5 p.m. Follow me on Twitter at JDfromNY206, Twitter and Instagram. Go and follow my second channel, man. If you guys are into the gaming shit, my second channel is linked down below in the description. More JD from NY. I'll be on that tomorrow, man. We are so close to being in the YouTube partner program on the second channel, man. So close. We're going to do it tomorrow. And go check out Manscaped, manscaped.com. Go get yourself some cologne and the ultra smooth package with the Weed Whacker ear and nose trimmer, man. Manscaped.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout for 20% off. Guys, I'm getting out of here. It was a beautiful, beautiful day in New York City. The Mustang is ready to go. I hear it roaring outside, man. I got my cold beverages. The windows are down. All I need is two things from you guys. Number one, give me those guitar emojis in the chat. And that music you're listening to right now, the sweet sounds of Pilot, I want that music on max. I'll see you guys tomorrow live right here from the OTS venue on Off the Script for your Monday Night Raw post show. Until then, guys, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow night.